waiting for?
No.
What? Why are you pointing at him?
Because look.
He's being stupid again. He's being a child.
Uh-huh.
It's my job.
It's your job to be a child?
Yes.
Who's paying you? And
myself.
where do I apply?
He gets paid by the joy and laughter of everybody else.
Wait a minute. He's getting paid?
Apparently. Somebody is.
I get paid with enjoyment.
Yeah, I'm not paying him to be a child.
This is bullshit. Who's paying you?
Myself.
The
You
joy
pay
for
yourself?
himself and the pain and agony for everybody
you.
else.
I don't. This is bullshit. That's all I'm saying. I want to get paid.
All right. Welcome back, where apparently Eric gets paid to be a child. We are the Bonsai Movie Crew. Don't forget to check out all the social stuff down there. It's down there. It's in the description of the video and the podcast. At least the important stuff is, like the X and the TikTok and Discord.
Instagram.
Yeah, I don't think Instagram's down there. I don't think I have a thing for it.
Oh, you don't?
No. I can get one, though.
I thought I saw it, but I could be wrong.
I was going to say, I thought there was an Instagram.
No, there's... Maybe it is Instagram and not Facebook. No, because it's X.
I'm pretty sure they're all there.
X, TikTok, and Discord. It's only 3 of them. I don't think I have the Instagram one. I don't think I've ever even looked at her Instagram. Is there pictures on there?
Mm-hmm.
Is there videos and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
I only ever look at her TikTok. And
Do you have Instagram?
no, I don't have Instagram.
Way to be supportive.
Well, I don't have Instagram. I'm not going to get an Instagram. Just
I
to
didn't
support...
have an Instagram prior to this, and then I got an Instagram to figure out how to use Instagram. And then I still don't like Instagram, I'll be honest. Sorry. I'm just
I
not
don't
a
think
fan.
anybody actually likes Instagram.
I
All
don't
these
know.
goddamn
It's 'cause
celebrities
it's
do.
all picture related, and like I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't take pictures. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a picture person.
Well,
like,
the only reason why I have it is because Ada used to only, she wouldn't answer her messages. She'd only answer on Instagram.
That's fucking stupid.
See,
You kids
that's
nowadays.
the reason why I
Yeah,
have
well, I text these kids, man, and they're like, they never respond. They never respond to text messages. Like,
Knowledge is key.
they're like, oh, yeah, I never look
no
at my
shit,
text.
like,
Like,
I'll
what do you mean? You don't get notifications for them, or
I get a bunch of people that will only send me messages on social media stuff, and it's like, why do you fucking have a phone then?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, some people I do only message
why
through
do you
social
have?
media.
Okay, but
I
that's
call
because you don't
people.
have their phone number.
Right, exactly.
Right?
Like Zach. I
You
don't
have
his
my phone number.
So I just message him
If you
through
have my
Facebook.
phone number, fucking text me. Fucking call me. Otherwise, like, that pisses me off. The only time
Yeah,
it
wow.
does. The only time you should send me anything on social media is if it's like a TikTok or a reel or what. Like, that's the only time. Otherwise, if it's just a text, send me a fucking text. It's annoying.
I agree.
No, back when I didn't have like any service or anything, only
Yeah,
Wi-Fi,
no, I get that.
Then I'll use.
If there's
Yeah,
a good
in
reason,
some areas,
if there's
yeah.
a good reason,
Yeah, like
Sure.
where you live, you don't get very good phone service.
I do with my phone service, but like if I'm out in my shed, there's no service. I don't even get Wi-Fi, nothing.
yeah, if there's a good reason, I don't mind it. But like, seriously, if you've got cell service, if you got a phone, if you got my phone
Right.
number, use it. Don't. That's stupid.
So moving on here. All right, so there's been this thing on the internet or here lately. That movie came out with Blake Lively or whatever. What's it called? I don't remember the name of the fucking movie because I don't care.
Oh, no, but her name's been everywhere.
It's a romance movie of some kind. I don't know.
Oh, It Ends With Us?
It Ends With Us. That's it.
It's based off
Crystal
the book.
wants to go see it.
I want to go and see it, too.
But
I read the book. The book's
so this
really
movie
good.
came out, and I guess she's been doing some press touring and blah, blah, blah. And I guess there's a little incident with her and Ryan Reynolds on the red carpet premiere of this movie. Not even an incident, really. I guess apparently he said something to Blake Lively, and I guess a professional mouth reader could tell what he was saying. And apparently he was just a little irritated with the night in general. Probably because he just got off of a massive press tour for Deadpool and Wolverine, and he's probably a little like, I want to go the fuck home.
Yeah.
Overwhelmed. And but he walked down the red carpet with her, and I guess he said something, and he looked a little irritated. I don't think it was anything too bad. I don't know though. I don't really care about that. But it kind of, I guess it brought up some stuff. And I guess on top of that, there's this other interview from like 2016 with Blake Lively and Parker Posey from whenever they did the movie Cafe Society. It's the fuck is his name? They canceled his ass. A director. Fuck. What is his name? Little scrawny, nerdy looking old dude with glasses. That really doesn't narrow it down. But
I'm like, sure.
Just about every director.
I can't
He
remember.
had
his name.
hair, like a dude.
They'll say his name. I got the
He
video.
looked like a man.
He looked like a man.
So anyway, they were doing a press tour for this movie. And this lady was trying to interview Blake Lively and Parker Posey because they were both in the movie. It started like Jesse Eisenberg and this and that. And they say his name. I can't remember. Is it something Woods?
James Woods?
No.
That's a director. That's
He's an actor. Woody something.
Oh, yeah. He married his daughter.
Stepdaughter.
What?
Yeah, he married his stepdaughter.
It wasn't
Or no,
his
he had
stepdaughter.
sexual
It was his daughter. He adopted her. Him and his wife adopted her.
Yeah, something weird like that.
Well, his wife adopted her, and then he married her, and then he
it was some
adopted
weird
her.
shit going on. They canceled his ass.
Woody Allen.
Woody Allen. That's it.
He's
Anyway,
fucking creepy.
Yeah,
Regardless,
he's a creepy dude. Anyway, so they were
You don't
doing
raise
this,
a kid for 18 years and
And
then
then
go,
marry
"Hey,
her.
you're pretty fucking
pretty
hot."
hot. I think I'm going to marry you. Anyway, so
You don't raise a kid and then go,
maybe.
blood
So
or not.
That's a nice piece right there.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Blood or not, you don't raise a kid and then go, "Hey."
No shit. You don't do that to a child anyway, whether you raised him or not. Could you imagine?
I'm
being,
just saying, like, you
in your 50s and like you just like this 18-year-old wife, like damn, like no, dude.
I'm just saying, like, that's especially creepy when you raise that child. You're grounded, and then 18 years later,
Want to get some coffee?
You want to be grounded?
yeah, like,
you really want to be grounded?
yeah, like, how does that
Ground
fucking
you.
work?
Anyway, it's getting weird.
Yeah, yeah, you're making it weird.
Sorry.
Like, hey.
Creepy
anyway.
motherfuckers in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah, no shit. There's some weirdos. So they did this interview. This lady, I think she's from like Switzerland I don't know where the fuck she's from. Poland or something. I don't know. He's Polish or something. I don't know. But anyway, she does this interview with Blake Lively and Parker Posey. And Parker Posey kind of eggs it on a little bit, but like Blake Lively is like really rude to her in a way. Like where she's like, I'll just show you guys the video.
Parker
but
Posey's an
Say
interesting
the video?
person.
she is an
too, so-
interesting person, but like at first you're like, whatever, Parker Posey's just kind of there. But at the very end of the interview, she gives this look to the camera like, yeah,
Is it like the
like oh my god, you know what I mean?
George
Like,
Bush hates black people?
I mean, it was really rude. I think,
Mike Myers'
and I'll
look.
let you guys be the judge of it and see what you guys think.
First of all, congrats on your little bump.
Congrats on your little bump.
What about my bump?
Okay, so if you didn't notice right there at the beginning,
Two nice
she commented
ones.
because this
At
is
least-
okay. So for context, I hope I didn't just pause my. Hold on a second. Let me make sure I didn't pause everything. Okay, we're good. So
We're so fucked.
so the beginning of the video, the interviewer says, "By the way, congratulations on your bump."
Yeah, the
Talking about
baby.
she was pregnant because she had just announced right before this that she was pregnant. As a matter of fact, I think they announced. I think they found out on the red carpet for the first Deadpool movie. She had announced that she was pregnant,
Mhm.
and so she commented on the fact that like, "Hey, congratulations on your bump," and she was like, "Oh, congratulations on your bump." She's not pregnant. So yeah,
They're bumps, aren't they?
No, not bumps. The lovely lady lumps. Check it
Okay.
out.
Thank you. Thank you.
Are
You like the movie? Are you a Woody Allen fan?
I love most of his movies, and this one was so like visually amazing.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Did you guys love wearing those kind of clothes? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And working
See,
in
she's not even
visual,
acknowledging the
Clothes, but I wonder
interviewer.
if they would ask the men about the clothes.
I would.
I love Jesse's
He has
suits
some
and
beautiful. That's what
how
I'm saying.
he
His wardrobe was beautiful.
I know.
Corey's
Everybody.
wardrobe
I
was
know.
gorgeous.
He's
Those
so
high waisted pants.
He's so great.
I would wish men
and
wore
sorry
high waisted
too.
pants like
I know.
that still.
Me too.
Or the father with his tank top in
Oh,
bed.
it's so good.
Just like it's just like
Did you
that.
catch
You could
the,
feel
the
it.
tablecloth on the light in the Italian restaurant when they eat spaghetti?
I didn't
and
notice that. No.
that-
I think she's like murdering Blake
There's
so
Lively
much
with her eyes
more
right now.
for
She like tries to say
everything.
something
Yeah,
right
it's
there.
not just the women that have the clothes.
But
I feel like the women
Vittorio-
get the conversation, but it's like
yeah,
every detail with everybody.
yeah,
It's so,
it was
so
amazing
beautiful.
to look at, and then to
Steve's white
see it.
suits.
Yes,
And then you notice in LA, like everybody's in cream colors, and all the men are wearing like white and cream. And then you get to New York, and it's a little bit more browns and moodier. And Susie really told such a story
yeah, amazing.
alongside Vittorio, because it is a lot brighter and sunnier in LA, and New York has just this steaminess to it.
And I think, you know, the whole Hollywood glam is so glamorous.
Mm-hmm.
Can you relate to the things they were saying about Hollywood? It's so easy to get seduced by the fame and the money and the
Oh,
glamour.
you see it all the time. That was one of my favorite things about the movie, were the subtle turns to their own transition into like the ego of showbiz that Kristen has in that scene with Steve Carell, and then with Bobby taking on the persona of a club owner, but still like these are things you do when you're an adult.
Yeah.
When you have to work, you have
Yes.
to, you play a part, you play at your life in a way that you find successful, or so it's a lot about choices, and then they carry this love, and it's just very very grown
it's
up
neat to
and
see where
warm.
they came from, though, and see how authentic these people truly are, and what good people they truly are too.
Yeah.
Because it's what you would see from the outside of the Cafe Society. You could dismiss each of their characters, but
Right.
to see what a heart and soul each of them have is nice, and it's something that that's the thing. As far as like relating to it personally, that you see, you have these ideas of people
Just
that you're
petting that
fans
fucking
of, and
fur,
then
ain't
you
she?
get lost in them as
It's a
person.
dog.
Oftentimes you're such a greater fan of them as a person than you are as the person that people feel like they know, and that's always that's always nice and refreshing when you see that.
Yeah.
Do you feel like, what do you feel like is the biggest misconceptions about fame and Hollywood in general?
I think the idea that people think that they know you, I think because of how intrusive media is these days, there's people care so much more about your personal life than they do your work, and if you aren't open with your personal life, then they just make it up for you and share it for you. So I think the biggest misconception I see often is people feeling like they know someone that they don't, because they know what the media has created of someone. And the disappointing thing is, when you meet the people, they're always so much more awesome than they're portrayed to be. I mean, that's normally my experience. And even people that are portrayed to be really great people, they're just a lot more complicated and interesting
Just
and
talking for no
nuanced and
reason.
caring and
Saying
thoughtful.
words.
And that's always
I
nice,
kinda like that
to see
answer.
that your idea of someone isn't always who they actually are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
See that look on Parker Povey's face.
I kind of liked her last answer. That was kind of an interesting answer.
Yeah, it's just one of those things where like they brought this back up about how Blake Lively can be kind of they pretty much said that they were mean girling that woman, that interviewer, and they said that it's that Hollywood attitude. And this is also back whenever the whole Me Too thing had started, also where women were starting to fight for better pay in Hollywood. And I think what's being said is that what was happening here was that it was her way of trying to stand up and get noticed by that community of people to kind of say, hey, look at me. I can be an activist too.
Yeah, it was her stand-up moment to say, like, oh, you're going to ask me about clothes.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Like, that's
if you
your
know-
battle that you're going to pick.
Well, the thing is the reason why she asked about clothes is because the movie itself is very stylized. It's very 1940s and 50s stylized Hollywood, where it's all about the fucking clothes and glamour and the time period. So of course she's gonna ask about the goddamn clothes, you moron. But then she's like, but she also jabs her with the baby bump thing, like it's a body image thing or something. It's like, you can't jab back at your interviewer. Oh, I like your bump too. Like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, are you shaming her? I guess the lady, whenever
well, then she tried to save herself, like it was about the song, like, oh, you're a lovely lady.
But
lumps.
that was only because Parker Posey had said, oh, I got lumps too. And she's like, yeah, but you got lovely lady lumps or whatever. And I'm like, like it didn't make any sense to me. It just sounded like she was being fucking rude to the interviewer, and then like they turned around and were being very pretentious and demeaning to her by the end of the interview. Her and Parker Posey. Like at first I was like, okay, Parker Posey's just kind of doing her thing, whatever. But at the end of the interview, you can see the look on her face whenever the lady walks away that she's just like, they're being very rude, I believe, and I think that it's some superficial.
It's so strange because I wouldn't imagine that Ryan Reynolds would put up with a woman like that.
I could see Ryan Reynolds putting up with someone like that, just for the simple fact that he's got a very. I'm not saying that he's crass or like superficial person himself, but I could see him being very sarcastic, and it takes probably a woman with some sort of attitude to be able to dish it back. You know what I mean? That's what I think, but I don't know. I don't know what they're like at home. But
They're
I've also
married?
seen people. Yeah, they're married. They've got 2 kids together. I've also seen people
The 4
say
kids, don't they?
might be. I don't
I
know.
thought they
at
had
this
4,
point.
but I could be wrong.
I've also seen people say that like they don't see enough of. Like, there have been divorce rumors and stuff about the 2 of them, but only because they don't ever pose together or do anything together. They don't do interviews together. They don't do photos together. Nothing like that. So they've had to shoot down divorce rumors several times because of it.
Well, they don't. I mean, they keep things private, and that's
They
fine.
do, and that's fine.
That's fine.
I
They can
agree
be
with that,
private.
yeah.
I don't have a problem with them
Yeah.
being private. It's just strange. I don't. Even though he can be a sarcastic person and he can be a jerk or he can be an asshole, I don't see him being with someone that could be a straight out bitch.
I don't see that either.
So
Because he
what I'm
comes off to
saying
be
is
a
that
very charismatic and
if
nice person.
if you know what I saw in that interview, she was being an asshole, but maybe there's more to it. Maybe there's 2 sides to every story.
Yeah, right.
I don't
well,
know.
the thing
I
is,
don't know.
so the thing is this lady, the interviewer, just reposted the video to YouTube like a week ago, just out of happenstance. She didn't do it because I guess somebody had come to her and said, "Man, tell me about your another interviewer." Because I guess this lady went on to like she runs her own art gallery and all these things now. Or no, sorry, not art. I think it has something to do with clothes, some kind of clothing thing. And somebody had said, "Yeah, what was your worst interview?" And she said, this is one of the worst video interviews I ever had, blah, blah, blah. And she just happened to post that right about the time that movie was coming out. And that thing with her and Ryan Reynolds on the red carpet. And then also, I was kind of clicking through. And apparently, Blake Lively has a tendency to be rude during interviews. Not just towards the interviewer, but also like her co-stars. She's rude toward them. So like, I remember she was doing one for, I think it was Gossip Girl that she was on. And she was like, called 2 of the girls, her co-stars, monkeys. Said, "These are my monkeys right here." Called them monkeys. And like, the fuck is wrong with you? And just being rude and positioning people. She seems like a very controlling person.
Jesus.
So I don't know though. I don't know her personally, but all I know is like this whole interview is making its way back around from 2016. And I can see why she was kind of rude, especially right now with that movie coming out and everything that's going on.
I don't
So,
know much about her.
I don't either, which is probably a good thing. Do I think that she looks like a superficial bitch? Yes, I do.
I don't disagree with that.
She does. She looks like a superficial bitch, and yeah, she's attractive, I guess, but just I don't know. I'm not a big Blake Lively fan, though.
I don't know enough about her. So
Right,
really.
like,
I just never.
I've seen a
really
couple
cared.
of movies with her in it. I saw the one with her and Anna Kendrick a couple weeks ago. That was good. I've seen Green Lantern, if that counts.
I haven't.
It's terrible.
I know.
So other than that, I don't really know much about Blake Lively. So all
Just
I know is she's
surprising.
married to Ryan Reynolds.
It's just surprising to me that she's married to him. If she's,
I know he should have
she's a
stayed with
bitch.
Scarlett Johansson.
Oh my god.
Did you know
he's
she
pretty
has
good.
herpes?
Scarlett Johansson? I don't think we should start that rumor.
No, she does.
I don't think we should say that. Something
It's
about
on-
that just doesn't seem right.
I didn't know that either until the last time we talked about her, and then someone told me that, and I was like, "That's not true." And then it is
How do people know that?
How do you know
because
these things?
it's literally like public knowledge.
What?
Look it up.
It's not something you hear about, though. That's
I
weird.
know.
I don't want to look it
That's
up.
public
came from-
knowledge.
I like to
it-
think it's not true. You could have left that to yourself.
I'm just.
I've heard mixed things about it, and I've looked up and seen mixed reviews on it.
I'm,
If I ever get a chance
It's
to interview, I'm going to ask her
public
personally. Do you have
information?
herpes, Scarlett? Again, if you do, I said Scarlet. Yeah, Harlot. But it's not something that I want to, no.
We don't want to believe it.
I don't want to believe that.
I understand.
I don't want to believe that. That explains why she's with Colin Jost. Because he does kind of look like a herpy. Anyway, so that was what I found on the internet this week. I just thought it was interesting. I wanted to share, see what you guys thought. Do you guys think she was being rude?
Yes.
It did seem like she was being rude. I want to see.
I can't really. I mean, yeah.
Until I
mean,
see herpes on her, I don't believe it.
You can see herpes on someone?
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
you get outbreaks. with
Yeah.
herpes.
Like cold sores?
I
Kind
don't
of.
know exactly what herpes look like. I think they look like they're supposed to look something similar to cold sores.
is herpes, Dad.
It's a form of herpes, or whatever.
So it's herpes.
It's not contagious.
What is this?
Yes, it is. Cold sores.
Are you sending me
For
the
your
herpes
reading
thing?
opportunity.
Come on, man.
She said she wanted to see it.
Is it the herpes?
He
You don't have to read
He got
it.
the herpes.
Celebrities with herpes. Okay.
You don't have to read it.
Who all's in here? These are all the people with herpes?
Yeah, well, it's
No, it's not.
Why
the
would
first
it?
one is Paris Hilton and Britney Spears.
Um,
Brad
Britney
Pitt,
Spears, though.
Rihanna, for real. Michael Jackson, I believe. Usher, I believe. Justin Timberlake, no.
He's in jail. Is he still in jail?
No, he's out. Anne Hesh, Sheryl Crow, David Beckham, and, well, of course, Fedora Beckham would have to have him too. Katie Holmes,
not necessarily.
You don't necessarily get herpes just
I
for
know,
sleeping
you-
with
if
somebody
you
with
can-
herpes.
yeah.
They have to have a
Chris
outbreak.
Brown makes sense if Rihanna has it. That's probably who she got it from. Lindsay Lohan, I believe that. Tony Bennett, Chris Brown, Michael Vick, Robin Williams. He's dead. How dare you? Derek Jeter.
I'm not the one. I'm just spreading.
I
the
think
news.
I think you got a false link.
This is weird. I don't know. Jessica Alba. Of course, Jessica Biel. If
Jessica Alba, that's well known.
that is weird.
Like she
Joshua
literally
Jackson,
came out
Alyssa
and said that.
Milano.
I
List
deny your
goes
reality.
on. I just read them all off to you. Kim Kardashian. I believe that shit. What about, well, if she's got it, wouldn't that mean that Kanye has
You
it?
can't just believe it about the asshole celebrities.
Well, what about, I mean, come on. Look, dude,
Pete.
look at fucking Pete Davidson. That dude is a herpy.
I'm just saying you can't just believe it about the celebrities you want to believe it about. That's all I'm saying.
I believe Kim Kardashian has it. That bitch is nasty.
Okay, but that's an easy one. You can't believe it just about Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian. Like
We
Kim
can believe what we
Kardashian.
want to believe, Karen.
Hmm?
We can believe what we want to believe.
you can believe whatever.
I don't think Brad Pitt has it. I think it's bullshit. And Michael Jackson doesn't have herpes.
He's dead.
He's dead. So
So I'm sure he's
I think-
recovered by now.
yeah, he's recovered.
I think that link's wrong.
I think that link's wrong.
Yep.
Anyway, enough about the herpes. Oh my god.
All about the herpes.
The herp.
Herpes.
Anyway,
Herpaderp.
it makes me wonder. Like, makes you
And
wonder
the list goes
who
on.
all of them banged each other to where they transmitted it.
They figured out who the main source was, and he is a famous baseball player, but I cannot remember who that was. It was big news back like a few years ago, but I cannot remember who that was.
Yeah, but do they know for a fact that they have herpes, or do they just know that this was a line of people that
No,
had
they do.
sex
No, they do.
and they may have contracted herpes?
No, they do.
All right,
Totally
well,
Robin
They all got it
Williams
from
is
one baseball
dead.
player.
I can believe a few of those, but all of them, I'm like, wow, that's a lot of. I don't even know anybody myself that has herpes.
Nope.
So at least I don't think I do. Guess you never know.
We used to.
We did.
Have herpes?
Who was it? No,
Oh.
just say their. Who? No, she actually didn't.
She didn't.
No, it was
Why
a
did
rumor.
she tell everybody?
She thought she did.
Oh,
Turns out she didn't.
Who?
well,
She went and
that's a
had
hell of a
test.
thing to go and tell
I was
people.
like, you should have probably done that.
Yeah, you
before
should probably
told
done
people.
that before you
Yeah.
told people you did.
Who?
Maybe.
A girl we used to know.
No, she did.
That's what she says. Let's not get into
No, she
this.
didn't.
All right.
Let's not. Let's get
Well,
away
we
from the
did.
herpes.
You don't lose herpes. They stay
Oh,
with
well,
you.
then she still
You
has
don't-
it.
yeah, I got better.
I got better.
You don't get
No,
better
that's the
for
gift that
herpes.
keeps on giving, dude. Like,
She turned me in with herpes. No,
Bring
I
it
got
out.
better. No, that doesn't work.
Bring out your dead. I'll get better.
I'll get better.
I'm feeling much better now.
I'm feeling much better now.
Clunk.
All right,
No, that
so
doesn't work
anyway,
that way.
let's move on here. You guys comment what you
What's
think
this
about the.
HDMI cord too?
Is it unplugged?
Yes.
It's the old one. I
Oh.
unplugged it.
Okay.
If you
We're
guys,
not saying one way or the other. It's what the Google says.
Okay, I'm not talking about the herpes no more. I'm talking about the Blake Lively thing. She doesn't have herpes that we're aware of.
No.
She wasn't on the list anyway.
Yeah, she wasn't on the list.
Oh, I was looking for her.
Bitch is hardcore.
But she's a
let us
jerk,
know.
apparently.
Let us know what you guys think of the Blake Lively and Parker Posey thing. Do you guys think she was being rude, or do you think that maybe?
I heard Parker Posey's a bitch, but I mean,
I
that's
believe
not,
that
That's
about
not
Parker
really
Posey.
a.
Here's my thing. Like, do we know the backstory of like why maybe they were being bitchy towards
Catty.
the
I don't. I bet there isn't any
Interviewer.
backstory. I bet they were just being cunts that day.
Well,
I
that's
don't
what
know.
that's
I'm
what I
just
said.
saying,
There's two
I don't
sides to
know.
every story, but there's apparently a pattern with
Yeah.
Blake Lively anyway.
Yeah. And Parker Posey's just a weirdo anyway. So, like, I like Parker Posey.
I do too. I think she's a great actress,
Yeah.
and I like a lot of the things that she's done and a lot of
Yeah.
the projects she's done. But
But she's a
she's a
weirdo.
very interesting
She's a very
individual.
odd person.
You know what? I think that they should have a different actor for every movie. Like, different actor for every character in every movie. I feel like once you get to know an actor and a character so well, you can't unsee them as that character.
I believe
Well,
that
that's
too, but
typecast.
that's where you're getting into the realm of like, can they act? Can they perceive this
Well, they better
character?
figure it out.
No, that's not how that works. Because once you find a good actor, like they're going to get more work. That's just, it's not.
It depends
the
on
way-
how the actor feels about it too, because like part of the reason that Michael Keaton walked away from Batman was he didn't want to be typecast as Batman. He walked away because they got rid of Tim Burton and he didn't want to be Batman anymore because he didn't want to be typecast.
Yep.
So, it really just depends on what the actor wants and what where they're going with the character. So.
Yep. Anyway, let's move on here. Let's get into our creator profile this week. Can anybody guess who it is other than
Herpes?
Madison? Scarlett
You asked.
Johansson's herpes.
Please speak
Carl
now or
Weathers.
forever hold your
Carl
peace.
Weathers.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's Carl Weathers.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
Sweet.
It was a toss up between him and Shane Black, and I was like, fuck Shane Black. He's not that great. Carl Weathers is the man.
Which
So.
one was Shane Black?
Shane Black was the guy with the glasses, and he's also a writer and director.
Oh, gotcha.
He didn't write and direct this, I don't believe.
The
This
one
was
that
done by somebody
died?
else. He was the first one that died in
Yeah.
the movie. The first of the
Thought he
soldiers.
Was he
Huh?
the first one? Oh, yeah, he
Yeah.
was the first one. The
He
other
got
guy was the second.
snatched up. He was the
Surprised
guy
he
with the
didn't do
glasses.
Jesse Ventura because he's like not in a lot of movies.
I don't really care about Jesse Ventura.
Jesus.
I'm just saying, like,
Fuck
He's
Yeah,
cool.
you
I mean,
don't
I like him
really
in the movie, but it's
yeah,
just,
just saying
he didn't have a huge acting career either.
Yeah,
So I wouldn't call him really a creator. You know what I mean? Like Carl Weathers is a creator, and so is. And I couldn't find a biography on Carl Weathers. I had to go to a fandom page
really.
to get stuff on him. So
Okay.
and it's not long at all. It's only like a few paragraphs.
91 words.
So go ahead, Madison. Tell us about Carl Weathers.
Weathers, who was born on January 14th, 1948. Oh, and died February 1st, 2024. Oh, he died recently. Was an American actor who portrayed Apollo Creed in the films Rocky, Rocky 2, and Rocky 3, and Rocky 4. That means 4, right? I don't do
Yeah, 4.
Okay.
Yeah, and the Russian kills him.
He
And
dies. He
Ring.
dies.
Okay. Carl, who also played professional football with the NFL's Oakland Raiders, now Las Vegas, by whom he was drafted in 1970, embarked on his Hollywood film acting career at the time of his retirement from the NFL in 1975. He also played the part of Dylan in Predator opposite Arnold
Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
But let's all talk about his most famous role in Billy Madison or Happy Gilmore.
Chubs.
Oh, just
Yeah.
Tall
Just
in the
tap
hips.
it in.
Tall
give it a
in
little
the
tap, tap,
hips.
tap through.
He was also a lot. He was on Arrested Development a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
The acting
Former-
coach.
former golf pro Chubbs Peterson and Happy Gilmore opposite comedian actor Adam Sandler, with whom he also appeared in Little Nicky and exaggeratedly frugal, fictionalized version of himself in the Fox television series Arrested Development. Carl got his first parts in two blaxploitation, cool, films directed
Cool.
by his longtime friend Arthur Marks. Bucktown and Friday Foster both released in 1975. Weather also appeared in an episode of the 1970 CBS TV sitcom Good Times entitled The Nude, portraying an angry husband who suspected his wife of cheating on him with JJ. So this was the guy with the glasses?
No.
No, this was the black
Dylan.
dude, Dylan.
Oh, okay.
The CIA guy.
The one that he walked up and
The
he was
liaison.
like,
Yeah, with the arm
Yeah.
wrestling.
Dylan, you son of a bitch!
the gratuitous bicep.
Yeah, the biceps, like, all that pencil pushing's making you weak. Ha ha.
In 1976, Carl auditioned for and was selected for the part of and starred alongside Sylvester.
Stallone.
Yeah, sorry, the sentence confused me. In the Robert Chardoff Irwin Winkler film.
Irwin?
Irwin.
Wiki wiki.
Irwin?
A film Rocky as Apollo Creed, a role he would reprise in the next three Rocky films in 1979, 1982, and 1985. For the final film in the Rocky series, Rocky Balboa?
Yeah.
Stallone, Ask Weathers, Mr. T, and Dolph Lundgren for permission to use footage from their appearances in the earlier Rocky movies. Mr. T and Dolph Lundgren, as
Lundgren.
oh my god, as Queest. I'm having a seizure. What is that word? Where'd it go?
Did you know somebody broke into Dolph Lundgren's house?
Yeah, I know. I told you that story.
Yeah.
A
And
queest?
they saw the picture above the
They're like,
the
oh,
fireplace.
we're sorry.
Oh shit, my bad. Sorry about that.
Aquai?
Aqueous?
Is that
Oh god. I know the
Aqueist?
word. Yeah, it means to like
To agree?
yeah, like basically like you're gonna do what they want.
I hate paragraphs like that add fancy words that nobody knows for no reason.
It's
Like,
very
it
Acquiesce,
doesn't-
acquiesce. Acquiesce.
Acquiesce.
Acquiesce.
Acquiesce.
Acquiesce.
Like it
Acquiesce. Acquiesce.
It adds it in the whole essay, but there are no other words like that, so it doesn't fit. It's like a bad puzzle.
They probably
piece.
just
Well,
learned
then-
it and they wanted to use it.
Exactly.
Oh,
You
It
need-
doesn't
finally!
fit.
You need,
Finally, an
use this
opportunity.
word, acquiesce.
Acquiesce.
you need to start
Acquiesce.
wearing a monocle when you read it. That way you can actually understand it.
No.
And when you
You
drink,
can put that
must
in.
hold
Put
your
that in.
pinky out.
Put that in one of your
And a top
essays
hat.
in school. Acquiesce.
It won't fit the rest of my essay though.
Acqui that ass.
What does this word mean? To touch butts?
Yeah.
To
Yeah,
acquire booty?
Madison,
Oh my
do you even know what this word means? Something about butts.
To acquire butts.
I'm just gonna skip over it. But Weathers wanted an actual part in the movie, even though his character died in Rocky IV. Stallone refused, and Weathers decided not to allow Stallone to use his image for Rocky flashbacks from the previous movies.
Now, how are you going to bring a guy
Yeah, the
back
grudge.
that's dead in the franchise?
Right, he had a
A
grudge.
flashback or something, but you're going to be old in the flashback. That doesn't make no sense.
Oh no, the only Rocky I saw all the way through was the first one, and then I watched the rest of them, but it was the 5-second version.
The first four are awesome.
So it was
The
like
fifth
1
one's
through
all of
5
dumb.
and the
The
5
fifth
second
one's
version.
dumb.
Yeah.
Which
One
was
where he
really
has to
good.
go fight, street fight.
Yeah, at the end there's a street fight. Yeah,
Yeah, it was kind of.
it was dumb.
I'm good.
It was kind of that one was
First one wasn't all that
basically
great, in my
I mean,
opinion.
a jab at Don King, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Are you done or?
You guys were talking.
Go ahead.
God.
God, Dad, why you gotta be like that?
Oh boy.
I don't give a fuck, Keisha.
You're not my dad. Sorry.
Oh, mi scusi.
He just talks with the buttons. It's great.
As long as I know what they are and if I can use them, I will.
They instead use footage of a fighter who looks similar to Weathers with the death of Tony Burton. Weathers is the oldest living principal cast member of the franchise. They just called him old.
He's dead.
Yeah, he's not old
He's
anymore.
not
He's
old.
dead.
DDD dead.
All right.
not done.
Carl Weathers.
Not
Oh,
done.
you're a fucking Christ. Really?
Fuck.
He's rushing me. It's making me feel pressured.
I'm not Russian. I'm American.
Born in New Orleans, Louisiana, Carl graduated from Long Beach, Polytechnic High School in Long Beach, California in 1966, and then went to Long Beach City College and then San Diego State University, where he was a standout linebacker, becoming a letterman on its football squad in 1968 and 1969. His junior and senior seasons at LBCC, he did not play in 1966 due to an ankle injury suffered when he tripped over a curb surrounding the running track while warming up for practice with another linebacker, Paul Snow, before transferring to San Diego State. Outside of acting, Carl is a member of both Big Brothers and the U.S. Olympic Committee. In February 1973, he married Mary Ann Castle, with whom he has 2 children. They were divorced in July 1983. In February 1984, he married Rana Unseld.
Sure.
I don't know
Jinx,
who
you owe
that
me a
is.
code.
He married Jennifer Peterson, his 3rd wife, in 2007. They divorced in 2009.
Oof.
I get to read the movie too, right?
Favorite Carl Weathers movie?
Was that a no or?
Just calm down.
Little Nicky.
Little Nicky,
I liked him in Rocky.
Rocky.
Probably Predator. I don't think I've ever seen him in anything else.
You've seen Happy Gilmore, haven't you?
Oh yeah, that movie. I love that movie.
I'm going with Predator because you can't beat Predator. The fucking movie's amazing. So I love a lot. Like I love Happy Gilmore and I love
Gilmore's a good movie.
the Rocky movies, and I even love Little
Nicky's
Nicky.
got to be my
Wait,
favorite Adam
but-
Sandler
Did
movie.
he play the guy who got his arm bit off by the alligator?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Chubbs.
Yeah.
Chubs. Chibs, tubes, tubes.
It's my
But yeah, it's
favorite.
definitely Predator for me. All right, oh man, let's move on here. Let's get into what everybody's been watching this week here.
What the hell have you been watching?
I think for Madison it'd be 2 weeks.
You want me to go over everything I watched for 2 weeks?
You just do you.
Don't fucking do it.
What'd you watch?
Honestly, not much. I started watching something called Good Omens because it keeps popping up on my For You page on TikTok. And I watched a little bit of The Boys, but not a lot. I've really just been playing Minecraft. I
Minecraft.
don't think I've... Oh, me and Ada went and watched the Wolverine and Deadpool and Wolverine movie again not like last weekend, but like the weekend before that. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. She was like, I'll pay you gas money and I'll pay for your ticket if you take me to go see it. I was like,
Okay.
well, I'm not going to say no.
Down.
All right,
Got to
what,
see it
charge
twice
double.
in theaters.
You charge double for that.
Karen, what'd you watch this week?
Family Guy, Scary Movie 2, and Maniac Cop. That's it.
Small week, huh?
Short and sweet.
Short and sweet, huh? What about you? What'd you watch?
Okay. The Predator.
Did you watch a lot this week?
A few.
Okay.
The Predator.
All right.
I watched that. Yeah.
I hope.
It was okay.
Talk about
Not that one. The
Oh.
newest, like the one with the big predator.
Predators.
Oh,
The-
Predator.
The Predator.
No, the
Oh,
predator.
the Predator.
That's why I said the predator.
Gotcha. Okay.
God.
You say, goddamn. Like we ain't even into the movie yet. Calm down.
Yeah. So the Predator. Then I watched Dragon Ball Super Broly.
Oh, what'd you think of
That's
that?
such a good movie.
I enjoy it.
Yeah, I enjoy it very much.
Dude, the animation in that movie is so good.
Yeah.
It's very good. Love that movie.
I watched Iron Man 2.
Okay, I see you.
And not Transformers 2, are you sure?
No, yes. Transformers is not one of my.
I know, dude. This
best.
is why I say because it's so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Those movies are dumb.
And then I watched that new, or not, it's not really new, but it's the first time I've watched, is that Ant-Man and Wasp in the Ultimate, or the
Quantumania.
Quantumania.
Movie sucked.
Yeah, I was not a
I
fan
haven't
of
seen
it.
it yet.
Not a fan of it.
Does it play big into like the story?
I will say
I
bring
know-
Jonathan Majors back, though. I like Jonathan Majors.
I know the villain from Loki is in it, or whatever.
Jonathan Majors, yeah.
Yeah,
And then I watched, did I say Robin Hood?
Men in Tights.
No.
No, Robin Hood. It's
Like the Kevin Costner one?
one came
Prince
out in
of
2018. The one
Oh.
with
the one
Jamie
with-
Foxx.
yeah, Jamie Foxx and Taron...
Yeah, I can't
Is it
think.
Taron Egerton? I
I
think?
think.
I don't remember. I don't know who the fuck he is. I think
See
that's who
here.
it is.
Did he do an English accent?
Who? He is English. are you talking about Jamie Foxx?
It was a joke.
Say Jamie Foxx, maybe not.
It was a joke. Remember?
Yeah, I know, because of Kevin Costner.
Yeah, I can't get pull up. But yeah,
I forgot.
that's it for me.
You still haven't watched Deadpool and Wolverine yet?
No,
What?
I'm not going to see it till it comes out on digital.
Okay.
What?
All right.
I
So
forgot.
I watched some stuff this
Haven't
week.
had the
I
money
watched
or time
what?
to go see it at
Forgot
the
one.
theaters,
what?
so I
I
have to wait
watched
for
the
digital now.
newest season of The Umbrella Academy.
It sucks.
I heard that season wasn't very good.
I didn't even realize I was on the last episode until I looked at the episode
I'm
and
not
was
going
like,
to go to movie theaters by
"Is
myself.
it really gonna end on this episode?" It's okay. It's like the other seasons, except it's different.
Okay.
It's
It's like the other ones, except it's
except
different. Anyway, I watched.
You know what I mean?
We've been slowly making our way
It's the same
through.
but different.
We've been slowly making our way through that '90s show. I guess there's a part 2 of this season coming out later on. Actually, I think this month, sometime here soon. So it's a pretty good show. Like I said, if you guys like that '70s show back in the day, this show is exactly like that show. It's fucking great.
What show?
That '90s show.
Yeah, I've been watching bits and pieces of it.
I like it a lot.
I think I got like halfway through season 1 and then I just kind of like backed off.
It's not like, oh my god, gut wrenchingly fucking funny, but like, every episode I spit out a giggle or two. You know what I mean? Like, so it's one of those.
And Dad doesn't laugh often. So.
No, I don't. So if I giggle at something, it's like that was funny.
I mean,
Giggle.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like,
Like
Like, if
whenever
it's
he
Adam,
was
like-
watching the Deadpool Wolverine movie, you could tell he was enjoying it because you hear, nah.
shit. Yeah. It's been a long time since I fell down laughing. Like I think the last movie that I really laughed at was probably Zack and Miri Making Porno the first time I watched it.
Yeah.
Because whenever he's videotaping the anal scene from
Yeah,
the
he
movie
just put-
and he gets shit on, dude, I lost myself. I was
But
laughing
you
so
knew it
fucking.
was
And it
gonna happen
wasn't
because she
even a little
foreshadows
bit.
It. You know, she talks
I
about
didn't
how
know
she's
though.
been
It was
stopped
very
up.
unexpected.
No,
Because because they come storming out of the room and they're like just going at him. I'm like, okay, and then he like pulls out and it's just like shit all over him. Like,
but like the thing is, she foreshadows it. You know, like I knew it was gonna happen because she foreshadows it. But to see it happen is still fucking funny.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter that you know
I
it's gonna happen.
laughed so fucking hard, and I laughed every time I thought about it for a week straight. For the entire week, every time I think about it, I giggle. I start laughing, and it'd be like one of those things where it just puts a smile on your face. 'Cause it's so goddamn funny.
There's so many things that's funny about that movie, and it's all about like the delivery.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And then, oh god, I love that movie.
Anyway, we've been watching that. We've been making our way through Dragon Ball. Still, we're like in episode 60 something or 70. I don't know.
I think it was like episode 80 where I stopped watching it. It had to have been.
Then we've been watching, we started watching that, is it the American Murder, the Lacey Peterson case or
I
whatever?
think that's
Oh,
Lacey
yeah.
Peterson.
Yeah.
We've watched the first 2 episodes. We got one more episode. Crystal said she wants to watch it tonight, but I really don't want to. So we'll see. I want to watch it. I just don't feel like finishing it tonight. Also, we watched The Union, that movie on Netflix, that with Mark Wahlberg and Halle Berry and J.K. Simmons. That movie was fucking dog shit. Don't watch that.
What is it called?
It's called The Union.
I've never even
I
heard
know, I
of
was
it.
gonna
It's
I haven't heard
it
of it
just
either.
came out on Netflix like Friday, and I'm like, okay, Halle Berry,
Oh, I
Mark
remember seeing
Wahlberg,
it.
but it was like this movie that like it didn't, like, you could tell they were phoning it in. I mean, Mark Wahlberg's always phoning it in, but like even Halle Berry and J.K. Simmons were just not there. You know what I mean? And it was just kind of like blah blah blah, and then the action wasn't good.
So it's just one of
And-
those movies that's a name drop kind of movie.
Yeah, kinda. And it was just kind of one of the movies was like, dude, what exactly is this story? Like, oh, we're a agency of blue collars that do good and blah blah blah. I'm like, this sounds fucking stupid. This sounds so cheap and cheesy. Like, it was just dumb. It was like, I don't know. It was better than The Bricklayer. I'll give it that.
Netflix is grasping.
I guess. Yeah, they're grabbing some kahunas, man. But I didn't like it. Crystal didn't like it. I was like, I'll never watch that again. It's very forgettable. But Mark Wahlberg does that sometimes. He'll do some fucking movie that you're like, why? What is this?
We canceled Netflix.
Yeah.
We never watched it.
Well, they put out some dumbass movies sometimes. You're like, why did you even make this?
Out of all
You
of our
couldn't-
streaming services, I looked and the last time we had opened it up had been like 2 months, and I was like,
Oh, really? No, we watch a lot of Netflix in my house.
Okay, no idea for a movie is a bad idea, but you have to be able to make it the right way.
Right. I agree. Put more action in it or something. But, because they didn't have a lot. Like, not as much as I had wanted.
I don't know. I think there's probably bad ideas.
That's probably true.
Yeah, but normally
You need to
if
get in
make the
Discord.
bad ideas funny.
I posted a trailer for this movie called. Hold on a second.
I haven't been on there today.
If they're gonna name it
Was it
like
today?
Big Union like that, then why don't
Is it the
they
one that you
introduce
sent
like
to
the
us?
mafia kind of style union?
It's called Frankie Frico.
Oh, you said that last
It's
night.
you're gonna like it's by the same guy who made Psycho Gorman. It looks fucking great, dude. You're gonna watch the trailer. I guarantee you and Jeremiah are gonna be like, yeah, looks great. They also got a movie out called Y2K that's coming out.
I saw the ad for that.
Yeah, but anyway, also I watched Twisters with Glenn Powell.
I'm
and
on the fence about that one.
Eh.
So what did you think?
It was good. I liked it. Is it as good as the original? No. But is it still good? Yes. It
I
does.
have a problem, though.
It gets better. So the beginning of the movie was like, but as it goes into the movie and you get into like more of the Twister stuff and then her and him and all the crazy shit's going on, you're
Is
like,
it just a rehash though?
no.
No.
Because like they don't even like, I don't want to give too much away, but like their romantic involvement with each other, like it happens throughout the movie, but you don't even know, like by the end of the movie, it's still in the air whether or not they're even
together.
or anything, because they don't kiss or anything. It's almost like they're just bonded in some way. You know what I mean? It's cool. It was good. I was like, okay, well, that's fine. You can end it that way. But
I
aside
heard
from that, like
there's
the
no
graphics,
flying cows.
huh?
I heard that there's no.
There's no flying cows, but
Deal
there are
breaker.
flying chickens.
Nope, deal breaker. They have to have the cows.
So, but the movie itself had great graphics.
And the Wicked Witch.
The biggest thing that caught me with the movie,
That's a different movie.
the biggest
Still.
thing for me with the movie was like there were a lot of like piano scores, just wild, like not like wild, but like very subtle piano. It was just like very almost like classical piano.
Listen,
playing.
I love the soundtrack for the original.
Well,
Like, a
I'm
lot
just
of
saying,
that.
like I'm like this is wild. And I kind of like this like subtlety with the piano in some areas of the movie. And I
They
was like,
did
it was
that
really
in
cool.
the original. They had a couple of piano scores.
Did they?
Yeah, but it was I believe it was Van Halen that did the piano.
I don't know who did the piano for this, but it's not like
I'd
over the
have to
top
look.
or anything. But it was just like really in some of the more mellow parts of the movie, and it was just like, oh man, that's really nice. And I like the. It's a good movie. I really liked it. So, you hadn't seen it yet? You said.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, you
They
guys.
did,
I think you guys would like it.
Yeah, it was Eddie Van Halen and Alex Van Halen. They did a couple of. They had a. It was piano, but it had like some guitar in it too.
Oh,
was like-
there was no guitar or anything like that. in this.
But there was no like singing in it. It was just an instrument.
Yeah, this is just
They did
complete
a lot of,
piano, blah blah blah. But like, that, I mean, but it was really good. I enjoyed the movie. I think Crystal liked it, and Jackson didn't even want to watch the movie, but ended up sitting through it, and he liked it too. So it was good though. I enjoyed it for what it
my
was.
father-in-law and mother-in-law went and seen it, and they said it was really good.
Yeah, for like a movie that I thought was going to be dog shit, it turned out to be really good. And I love Glenn. He's becoming one of my like sought after. Like one of the actors I'm really starting to watch is Glenn Powell
Mm.
because he's a guy that came out of fucking nowhere,
Yeah.
and he had that big hit with Sydney Sweeney, which I haven't seen, that romantic comedy or whatever. But then he was in Top Gun, Maverick, and then he was also in that movie on Netflix. Fuck, what was the name of it? Where he plays the he's like plays the different guys or whatever, and he goes in and sets up like
Oh.
what the fuck is that movie called? Hitman, the Hitman.
Yeah.
It was that movie that I said I thought it was gonna have more action in it.
Oh.
But he was great in the movie.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
So like everything I've seen him in so far, I just think he's great in. He's just really charismatic and kind of. It seems like he just goes all in with his movies, and he kind of like he gives it all.
I've been impressed with what I've seen.
Yeah, you know he's very charismatic and he can be funny. So I liked him though. I liked the movie and I thought it was good. So I was pretty impressed. I thought for sure we were getting a Helen Hunt cameo because she mentions her mom, and I'm like, I bet her mom's Helen Hunt. And then like 2/3 of the way through the movie, you finally see her mom, and I'm like, that's not Helen Hunt. Damn.
You let me down.
But it's okay though, because I was like, do you really need a cameo, or is this thing? Let this movie be its own thing.
I don't know. I kind of like it when they throw in, like, if they don't make it about that
The only
story.
thing in this movie that calls back to the original is Dorothy, the machine that
Mhm.
they invent. That's it though. Like
I
other
do
than
kind of
that,
like it when they connect it, as long as they don't make it
about that.
about that.
Yeah, that's it. Like the only thing that they bring into this movie that was from the original was Dorothy.
I would have kind of liked it if she'd have been her mom. That would have been kind of cool.
I
But
thought so too, but
you know, as long as they don't like make it about her, you know,
Right.
like pull her into it or whatever, like that would have been kind of cool. But it's okay that they didn't, I guess.
if you've seen the movie, you're like, yeah, it's okay. It's
They
do well on their
it's
own.
fine. It's fine.
I
I just like it when they do things like that.
But anyway, that's all I watched this week. Let's go ahead and move on here and talk about our movie.
Let's talk about the movie.
All right, this week we watched Predator. Karen, that
about time.
sweet ass plot synopsis.
A team of elite commandos on a secret mission in a Central American jungle come to find themselves hunted by an extraterrestrial warrior. Rated R, 1 hour and 47 minutes. Arnold Schwarzenegger as Major Alan Dutch Schaefer. Al Dillon as Carl Weathers. The Predator was played by Kevin Peter Hall.
Which wasn't
I'm-
Jean-Claude Van Damme supposed to play
Yes.
Predator, and then he
Yes.
backed out?
He was supposed
Yes.
to play the first version of the Predator, but they didn't even like the suit. So
Yeah,
they ended
but I
up
said
changing the
it-
suit
I
too.
remember
But
seeing the suit that he
he-
wore, and it just
He backed out.
Yeah, I know he backed out because he's like he wasn't gonna be able to show off his martial arts talents, and they weren't
Yeah.
even gonna see
Oh,
his
there was a lot of
face, and-
reasons, but most
yeah.
of it was that he's a giant baby.
Uh-huh.
Bill Duke, Mac
I'm glad he
Elliott.
did, because that suit was terrible.
I've never seen the original.
Well,
suit.
he wasn't.
They were-
he wasn't the reason they took the suit out.
No,
they
they
just
did-
didn't
they
like
hated
They
the
just didn't
suit.
like the suit.
Yeah,
Yeah, they were going to change the suit regardless, but he backed out because
the
he was a
original
baby.
suit.
Yeah, the
just
original
looked
suit was
like
retarded.
shit.
It was fucking
What did
stupid.
the original suit?
It looked like a giant,
Looked like a
almost
giant
like a
praying
mantis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
kind of like that. It was like a giant bug.
I've
looking
never
thing.
seen it. I've just heard descriptions, and
I've
that's
seen
what
pictures of
it's,
it,
It's
yeah.
a giant praying mantis, essentially. Yeah.
Gross.
Bill Duke, Jesse Ventura, and Sonny Landham. That's it.
That's fine. All right, we are going to spoil the fuck out of this movie. So if you haven't seen it,
So
do
take your
yourself a
headphones
service
out.
and go watch it. It's been out for 30-some years, 37 years, 37.
I feel like it's more than that.
No, it was made in '87. It's been out for 37 years. So go watch the movie. It's named as one of the greatest action movies of all time by some people, not all. But it's just a great movie. Go watch it, and then come back to us.
Yeah.
Did you find it? Yeah. Looks
Oh, I
fucking.
have seen it. I have seen that. Never mind. Sorry. Kind of looks like Venom.
A little bit, yeah.
Like a
It's got a weird head.
a cheap Venom.
Yeah, it's a weird head.
This is what it looked like when it was.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that doesn't look
Wait,
like
Because
I
they
need to
shot
see it. I
some
need to see
shots,
it
and that's
closer.
why I think that
Throw
in
it.
some scenes
Throw
of the
it.
movie, they're like
Here,
Just-
pass it.
talking about it like it's
Just
a
send it to
giant.
the group
Oh
chat.
yeah, that's what it is.
That like that they call it. We're fighting a fucking lizard. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
shit like that. So I think that in some aspects that was the idea, and they shot some scenes with that suit and like that scene.
Well,
right there
they gave
with-
him the
with Dick-
concept, and that was what the original idea was. They wanted it to be sort of insect-like. They gave it sort of this. They wanted the legs to be like that backwards, movement. And the reason they wanted Van Damme to do it was they wanted to have this very, silky ninja-like movement to it. It just didn't work out.
No, that would have been dumb. And that looked dumb. Like what we got with the Predator that we have now with the mandibles and stuff, I think it works.
It does, and
It
I
works.
think
It looks
that-
more tribal. You know what I mean? I think that is so cool.
I think that it looks more warrior.
Yeah,
And that you know what I
that's
mean?
what I'm saying.
Like,
Like kind of like tribal.
Yeah,
warrior.
I think it looks more like a warrior that's training, or that that's meant to fight. That's what their entire species is about. It's meant to hunt and fight.
Yeah, you got to understand. I'm a huge monster movie fanatic. I love monster movies. They're my favorite kind of horror movie, and I love practical effects. So like whenever I talk about Alien or Predator, those are some of the best right there, in my opinion, along with werewolf movies and things like that from back in the day. But like Predator has always been. I've loved Predator since I was a kid, man. Like just he's scary, but yet cool to see and watch him fuck people up and everything like that.
The pictures.
Oh.
So she could see it.
Oh. Did you send
That one? The one doesn't want to pop up.
But there's
She got the good one anyway.
Yeah, she got the good one. So, but anyway, let's go ahead and read the movie. Madison, give me the thing, man. You're already doing Rotten Tomatoes. Let Karen read it or something.
Oh.
Or I'll read it.
I didn't know
Do you want to
that
read it?
people like
I
to
don't
read.
care. It doesn't matter to me.
You're a better reader than me.
It doesn't matter.
He took away my privileges.
I don't give a fuck, Keisha.
An alien spacecraft.
Wait, hold on. I forgot to do the thing.
Oh, yeah.
What'd you watch? Would you recommend?
Oh yes.
Okay. Karen?
That's how the Predator started.
I'll probably watch it again at some point. And I mean, I'd tell people they should probably watch it.
I mean, when it comes to like horror movies, like slasher films, like okay, horror, slasher films, kind of like that. Predator would be my number 2 pick behind Jason.
I don't blame you. I'm not gonna bash you at all. I absolutely love Predator, and yeah, mine's a yes and a yes by far, 100% and all day. I don't care what fucking movie kind of movie you're into. You could be into like Disney movies. I don't care. Watch Predator. It's great.
Yeah.
Madison.
It's a good question.
What do you mean it's a good question? You know you would recommend it.
It's a yes and yes.
Of course it's a yes and a yes. You're my child, of course.
He was questioning where I came
Hold
from.
on a minute. You might not be mine.
He was questioning if he was kicking you out today or not.
You're
Today might be
18
the
today,
day.
right?
You done fucked up, Ron.
An alien spacecraft enters the Earth's atmosphere and jettisons a pod, which descends into the Central American jungle. Later, Major Alan Dutch
I don't think
Schaefer
I've seen that part.
What?
is right at the beginning, like when
It was
the
right at
credits
the
are
beginning.
rolling.
I think even
I know
before
I
the
remember
Predator thing came
seeing
up.
it.
Talking about the spaceship?
Yeah, I don't remember seeing it.
That's
It's like
that's
right
his
at the- it's at
arrival. That's
the
just
right at the
him
beginning, yeah.
arriving. Yeah, arrives in the same area under the command of Major General Homer Phillips with his elite team for an operation to rescue a presidential cabinet minister who had been abducted by guerrilla forces. The team consists of Mac Elliott, Blaine Cooper, Billy Soul, Jorge Pancho Ramirez, and Rick Hawkins.
So before we
Who-
move on
who
any further,
plays-
who's your favorite?
Who plays Billy? He looks familiar. as-
Billy?
Landum is his last name.
I think his real name is Billy Duke, isn't it?
No, Bill Duke is
Bill- Oh, that's Mac. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
that's
Bill
Mac.
Duke is Mac.
Sonny Landum. Sonny Landum.
Yeah,
is-
Sonny Landon.
yeah.
You're right. I think I've seen him in something else too.
He was in a few things.
Yeah.
He
I
was
will
in
look it
quite
up.
a few things.
Who would your favorite be though?
I think it would be Dutch,
Dutch?
and not
Billy.
just because he's the main guy, but because he's sort of got this resilience to him, and this I don't know, sort of like when he goes after Dylan, you know that there's this past there between the two of them.
Yeah.
And he's got a great respect for him. You saw that at the very beginning. But he still has no hesitation to go after him
Mm-hmm.
after he finds out the truth, and like,
Because he's
after,
putting his team in jeopardy.
yeah, like he's just got a straight laced code,
Right.
and like he is who he is. Like, I don't know, I liked him.
That even says we're a rescue team.
Yeah.
We're not hired mercenaries.
Well, like, he said something about,
Right.
you're expendable, and I learned who I was, and and
Yeah.
then later, he said something about, and he's like, oh, you're expendable too.
Mhm.
I mean, I liked him.
He's a straight shooter.
Right.
Yeah. What about your favorite?
Probably Dutch.
Dutch?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go with my favorite being whatever Jesse Ventura's character's name
Oh,
is.
yeah,
Bunch of lip dick pussies.
yeah, he was funny. God, what was his name?
He had all them jokes.
Yeah, he was like, this right here make you a sexual tyrannosaurus, just like me.
Fuck, I can't remember his name now. Yeah.
I can't remember his fucking name either. Him and Mac. I love Mac too. Because
Yeah, Mac
like,
was good
not
too.
even just because of he's quiet and he's a hard ass, but he's also like his acting range. Like whenever he lost Jesse Ventura's character,
that was very good.
he was just like, you could tell he was like losing his cool a little bit. And I really like that about his character, even though it sucked for him. And I even hated the way he went out way too easy in my opinion. But also even Carl Weathers' character Dylan, I liked him a lot too, because not because of like him being a tool, but because he has a bit of a redemption before he dies.
I
So.
also think that
I like Billy. I don't know why.
Billy, I like Billy too though.
I also think that,
and we always overlook Shane Black's character and the other dude Chavez, or I think his name was Chavez, right?
Poncho.
Poncho, because Poncho actually lives longer than all of them.
Yeah.
But he's like the most overlooked character of all of them, I think. Probably because he blends in to all the other white guys, the other white guy ensemble there, like with Shane Black's character and everything, because he's the first one to bite it. So.
I think it's because they don't do anything that
They don't really
stands
do anything,
out.
yeah.
But I think, to me, another reason I like Dutch is this is sort of a standout role for Arnold. Like, he's done a lot, and he's
It's
got
funny
a lot of
because
good
I think he
roles.
almost missed his own wedding.
He
to
did. He
film
did almost
this
miss his
movie.
own
Yeah.
his own wedding. This is just sort of a standout role, I think, in my opinion. He's done a lot of roles, and he's done a lot of good roles, but this one, like, he really does a good job.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
I mean, his acting in this is
I think
very
this is like one of the
good.
first, like before this, he had done like Twins and a couple of other, like he did Hercules
Mhm.
and things like that. But like this movie right here, I don't even
Wait,
think
he was in a movie called Hercules?
Yeah.
One of
yeah.
his first ones, actually.
One of his first movies he ever did was Hercules.
That's great. I can see that.
Well, you know
too.
why he was cast. I mean,
Yeah.
He's Mr. Olympia.
Well, he also one of his biggest idols was the guy, I don't remember his name, from the 1950s and 60s that played Hercules. And he always looked up to him. He was a big bodybuilder, and he had won a bunch of competitions and stuff like that. And Arnold Schwarzenegger, growing up, always looked up to him. So whenever he finally got to come to America and England and all that, he got to meet that guy, and they became really close. And, you know, he got to meet his hero, and he even took over for his hero, so it was a big deal to him.
Yeah.
Sorry, I watched his biography.
No, you're fine. Dutch's old military friend George Dillon, now working for the CIA, accompanies them as a liaison. The team is inserted into the jungle by helicopter and begins its hunt. They soon find the wreckage of a downed helicopter and later the remains of Army Special Forces soldiers whose presence in the country puzzles Dutch. The group is horrified to find the bodies have been hung and have had their skin removed. Dutch knew the team and even identified one of them as Hopper and realized that whoever killed them had to be good because they were really good. Still, their deaths were mysterious because there were no traces of the enemy. They tracked the guerrillas to a heavily defended rebel encampment, which they destroy except for a woman named Anna, whom they take prisoner.
I ain't got time to bleed.
Yeah.
Look,
Dude's like, okay.
You got
yeah,
time, you got time
I
to
said
duck.
that. I said, okay, his response is funnier. I got time to bleed, but his response was funnier. Oh, okay.
Okay. And then he's like, you got time to duck?
Yeah, that was fucking funny. Where was it? Dutch is enraged when Dillon confesses that the rescue team was just a ploy to get his group to attack the rebel camp he knew had information regarding rebel movements and Soviet presence and assistance, that the men they had found in the downed helicopter had disappeared in a failed rescue of 2 CIA agents.
Stick around. Sorry. I'm just naming off one-liners from this fucking movie.
As the team makes their way to the extraction point, they are observed from
Knock,
afar by an
knock.
unknown creature using thermal imaging.
Oh.
Knock knock.
Knock, knock.
That's
Oh,
what
yeah,
Hawk-
knock, knock. No. What do you say? Oh, yeah, the other night I was going down on my old lady. I said, damn, you got a big pussy. Damn, you got a big pussy. She said, why'd you say it twice? I said I didn't.
Did you know he came up with those? He came up with those jokes on the fly
Did he?
himself. Yeah.
It's funny because he said one similar to that. I think he was trying to revamp it
Mhm.
to make Billy laugh. So it's pretty funny. The
Finally
one
got
was-
him to laugh.
Yeah. First
With
thing
the
was,
echo.
what was the first one?
Something about she got a big pussy. But
No.
I don't
He
remember
said
what
he
it
said
was. It was-
I could really go for a little pussy. She goes, yeah, me too,
yeah, because she had a
Yeah.
big pussy.
because she
yeah.
has a big pussy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Anna briefly escapes, but when Hawkins catches
I just
her,
imagine that that's the kind of banter that you would get in like an outfit like that.
Oh,
You know what
yeah.
I mean? You know.
But when Hawkins catches her, he is stabbed and dragged off. The nearly invisible creature spares the unarmed Anna, who witnesses everything and is horrified. Moments later, while the team is looking for Hawkins' killer, Blaine is killed. Max sees the creature, one with the jungle, and Blaine's your dude,
Blaine, yeah, that's right.
and opens fire on it with all the team giving corresponding fire support. But it disappears into the jungle. Dude, I thought that was the dumbest thing.
Just
It was really
wasting
stupid.
ammo.
It was really stupid.
Like,
I'll
they
agree.
don't even see anything, and they're just... Like, they're just wasting all of it.
Well, I believe that why they were shooting was because he was firing to begin with. But at the same time, I'm like, you don't even know what are you looking? You're like, I would assume that you need to see what you're shooting.
But for as good as they are,
Yeah,
that
exactly.
scene makes no
That's the
fucking
only
sense.
scene of this whole movie that I'm like, why are you just random? Why are you just?
I have other problems.
Shh.
I
You're
know.
not supposed to acknowledge them.
Okay.
It's supposed to look past.
Look,
them.
I remember loving the shit out of this movie. I do.
I still do.
Remember?
Yeah.
I ignore all the problems.
I understand. Where did I leave off?
Shooting into the wind.
I know, but they realize it must have been the same one that killed the other soldiers because they saw similarities in the procedure that whoever it is cannot be human, since it is also using the trees to move without any problems, even when he took Blaine's corpse with him at his first opportunity. Anna, knowing and realizing that the threat they are into, tells the team everything she knows about it and the insight into the creature, which has been something of a local legend for hundreds of years and helps them too, which she could have told them about a hell of a lot fucking sooner.
Right, I agree. Also,
That's another problem I have with it. Like, she sees the blood, and then they start asking her. They ask her several fucking times, and each time she's like, the jungle took him. The jungle took him. The jungle took him. Oh, by the way, I do know English, and, so here's what I know.
she puts in her monocle.
Yeah,
Let
so,
me tell you what I know.
actually, I do know what happened, and here's what happened. Like, she could have told him so much
Yeah.
long ago, and they could have had so much more time to prepare, and a
Prepare,
lot less
yeah.
people would have died, and so on and so forth. The end, everybody lives.
They had to push the plot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got to extend the movie somehow.
Yeah. The team sets a trap, but it avoids capture, severely wounding Poncho in the process. It turns out the creature has an advanced electronic stealth coat, which allows it to be one with its environment, which it uses for hunting. Mac and Dylan are killed in the ensuing chase, and Billy is slain later while making a last stand. The Predator catches up to Dutch and engages in a short shootout, during which Poncho is killed. Realizing the creature only attacks those possessing weapons, a wounded Dutch sends the unarmed Anna to the extraction point to report to them what is going on. Jumping off a waterfall, he narrowly escapes the creature by unwittingly masking his body's heat signature with mud and witnesses the Predator's true form completely. When its active camouflage fails in the
I
water...
think that Billy going down was really stupid. Why would he stand and try to take it on by himself? I know it's probably to maybe give them more time to escape, but
I think at that point in time, he was just done running. It's
maybe.
Like, fuck it. If you're going to kill me, we're going to do it my way, not your
Right.
way.
Well, that and, like, you know, the whole, he won't hurt you if you're unarmed. Okay, then just drop the guns and walk to the extraction point.
No, because I
at
think at that
in
point
time,
he'd already
you're-
known that they were
you're-
armed.
yeah,
She's
No,
the
I
soldiers.
get that,
That
to
he-
an certain extent, but it's just kind of a weird way to say it.
That and Predators.
Like, he's gonna hunt the hunters. I get
Yeah.
that, but it was just a weird way to word it. Like, he won't touch you if you're unarmed. No, he won't touch her because she's not a threat.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, that's what he really
That's
should
really
have
what
said.
it
Like,
is.
you're not the threat to him.
But if
So
she picks
You're
up
not
a weapon,
worth- you're
then
not
she's a
worth-
threat.
Sure.
You're
That's
not
what I'm
worth
saying,
the
like,
hunt.
Don't be a threat to him. Go. Don't become a threat to him. Just go.
It's not
Yeah.
really a threat. It's more of a competition. If he feels like, if the predator feels like he's got to have someone that has skill to come after him. If
Well,
you
yeah,
don't
that's what
have
I'm
the
saying.
skill to fight me, then you're not worth my time.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, she's not any kind of,
You saw
she's
that
not
too,
part of the
right?
game at all.
Right.
Pretty much, yeah. He's a big game hunter.
Yeah.
Is what it comes down to, and he's hunting his prey.
Mm-hmm.
That's why his name is
Your
Predator.
TV's giving you the D.
I keep seeing it. I'm like, what is it doing?
I don't know.
Stop.
Seeing an advantage when he realizes he cannot see him thanks to the mud he has on his body, Dutch applies more mud on him, improvises various weaponry and traps to avenge his fallen comrades, and then baits the predator into coming out by starting a large fire and yelling a loud barbaric war cry. Wouldn't the mud like dry really fast though, and like then it would be
Become warm.
worthless?
I mean, yeah. I thought it was kind of. I think the whole mud to coat your heat signature is kind of a weak plot point.
It would work in the first time,
Yeah,
like him
at
letting you know
first.
that, but like
But
him
after a
walking around
minute,
with
yeah,
it, it's
after
gonna
walking
dry and
around,
flake off. And
yeah.
No, you're in a rainforest.
Right,
Nice and humid.
you're right.
You just go jump in the swamp right quick.
It's
Yeah.
still going to be hot though, so it's going to warm up. Even though it may not dry and flake off, it's going to be.
No.
It's going to acclimate to your heat.
No.
And plus, his thermal thing. Well, since he's an alien, it may not work this way. But I know, like a thermal camera, they would read also the ambient temperature, so they would have been invisible. Because the heat around them would have been just as hot as their bodies.
Right, I agree.
But
I don't
that's how a camera would work.
I think the heat signature thing is kind of dumb in the movie.
I don't,
to an
because
extent.
if he's an alien,
To an
it may
extent.
not work like a camera.
But
But
like we just did RoboCop last week, and like you said with the RoboCop, the heat signature through the wall thing, I thought that was better done. Because he could still see movement and things like that. You can still see movement in heat signature.
Mhm.
Just because it doesn't have a heat signature doesn't mean you can't see it moving. That makes no sense to me. So like he
Well-
could see some small things moving, but like it was so like blurry and you could hardly see
Yeah, I
anything.
get what you're
You know what I
saying.
mean? Like I don't understand that. You're telling me this hunter, this like
well, that
Galaxy's greatest hunter can't hardly see.
it's exactly what I just said. The
What is with
ambient
this fucking
temperature,
thing?
everything was red, so they actually had to go in after they were done and like fix it.
Right.
So that's why it's weird.
It's
But
getting on my nerves.
I guess what I'm saying is that like because he's an alien, maybe that's like you can sort of just blow that out of your mind, because it's not a camera, it's him seeing.
Right.
But I don't know. Hearing Dutch's war
Trying
cry
to ignore it.
and accepting the declaration of war, the predator arrives to
Cannot ignore
investigate
the D.
to finish the hunt.
D.
He falls into Dutch's trap, but only suffers minor injuries from his attacks. The predator counterattacks and eventually locates and traps Dutch. Discarding its electronic weaponry and infrared vision helmet as a sign of respect,
Do it.
the muscular
Just do
alien
it.
challenges Dutch to a hand-to-hand combat, which Dutch accepts. The ensuing fight is one-sided. The predator is easily able to beat Dutch into submission and moves in for the kill. Battered and barely able to move, Dutch still manages to drop the counterweight from one of his traps on the creature, which then falls and crushes it.
So why did he? So he picked him up, threw him against the rock, looked at his skull, and decided, I'm gonna fucking fight this guy fist to fist, mano a mano. Like why? What about his figure, his skull? Did he see?
He was
Did he
worth
see
the
like?
trophy.
Did he look at it? Was he worth the trophy?
That's
Or
what
was
it was.
like was he looking at him like, ooh, you're an actual true warrior?
Yeah, I
And
think
this
that's
is-
what it
you
was.
will be my prize.
Yeah.
to take home.
Yeah,
And
he's
your,
like,
your,
I don't
your
want to beat
skull
you.
is worth.
I don't want to beat you easy. I don't want to beat you with a weapon. I want to beat you with my hands.
Okay, because that's kind of what I got from it.
Yeah, that's what I got.
But I'm
from it.
like, okay, so maybe he just wants to fight him mano a mano because he's like, this is a greater prize for me. So That's what I got from it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
As Dutch asks
And
the
then he
mortally
lost.
As Dutch asks the mortally wounded alien what it is, the creature mimics his question in garbled English and then activates. That was a laugh. He laughed. And then activates a self-destruct mechanism on its wrist, laughing maniacally as it does so. Dutch barely escapes the explosion,
I
which
thought
is
the laugh was
similar.
kind of stupid.
He was using Billy's
I know.
laugh.
I just thought it was kind of stupid. And again, it would have been cool if it was a little more subtle, but it was like blatantly like and it was
I don't
like
know, I
really
thought it-
kind of cheesy. If it was more of a like
Well, that's
a less maniacal laugh, I suppose.
it's Billy's laugh.
Yeah.
It was
I know,
exactly
but it-
how Billy laughed, though.
I know, not
Billy
really.
laughed mechanically like that.
Sort of. But I don't know if it was a little toned down. I guess it was a little too much. I guess.
Just turn
The
the
laugh.
volume down.
Yeah, turn the volume
Yeah,
down.
there you
I'm
go.
watching it. Hold on, he's about to laugh. I gotta turn this down.
Dutch barely escapes the explosion, which is similar to a small nuclear one, and is rescued by the helicopter from the extraction point, who sees the explosion before that. The helicopter knows what happened because Anna reached them and told them everything, which caused the Major General to go for Alan's rescue with them too, when he heard about it. Dutch is then taken away with the helicopter. None says anything to him. No one says anything. It says none, but no, I'm going to say it says no one says anything to him because they still can't believe what happened. Tired and also traumatized because of the events, Schaefer reflects on what happened on the way home. That's it.
Alrighty. You guys got any problems or anything with the movie or anything you want to go over? Karen, you said you had a couple things about the movie you didn't really.
Well, okay, so the one scene where Dylan, he got shot, right, and he got shot in the arm.
Yeah, he got
Yeah.
shot.
and
Well,
his arm got blown off.
Oh yeah.
And like 5 seconds later, Arnold gets shot in the same place, and it's just a flesh wound.
Well, I think he has different rates of firing. So he shot Dylan first to begin with, once, and Dylan was still able to like react and shoot and things like that. And then he gets his arm blown off.
Okay.
I think it was Dylan. No, it wasn't Dylan. Sorry, it was Blaine. Blaine gets shot once, and it like ricochets and like doesn't kill him. So he turns around, and then he gets shot in the fucking.
Well, I
in
think
the
that was to
chest.
get Blaine's attention, so he turned around and then he got him. Like I
Maybe,
think that was on
but,
purpose.
like,
But
it was
yeah,
a
no,
graze, yeah.
I can see. All right, I can.
And I think that's what happened
I
with
can let
him.
that
Was it
go.
was more of a graze than anything.
All right, I'll let that go. Yeah, and the girl, she kept trying to get away, but she knew that thing was in the jungle. Like that doesn't make sense to me either. Like especially after
She knew a legend might
no,
be in
she
the jungle.
no, she kept trying to get away even after they had run-ins with it. They saw the blood. She tried to get away a couple more times after that.
Yeah, but but later on they make it a point to say like she didn't run. Why didn't you run?
Yeah,
Because
no,
she knew it was safer to stay with them.
Yeah, that happens after a few times that she tries to run after they had encountered it a couple of times.
Well, once they really truly encounter it and you see it kill the first person that was right in front
No,
of
what
her.
I'm saying is that she does it a couple of times after they've encountered the predator, so it doesn't make sense.
I don't remember.
And then
her
later they
run-
figure out,
I don't.
later she stops doing
I don't
it.
remember her running away after the first encounter. After it killed Hawk. After it killed Hawk, that's when she was like, "Okay, I'm staying with you guys."
No, after she killed him, it didn't. But there were other times that they knew because she even says like when she's telling them about it, and she's like, "Oh, they called it this, and there's this and this and this, and there,
That was a legend.
yeah." But
to
she
her.
also knew that it was out there.
She knew a legend was out there. She didn't. Well, she didn't know. She knew a myth.
I don't know. It just
That's just
her
like
whole-
that's just
her
like
whole
pe-
thing
that's
doesn't
just like
make
telling
sense.
people in the Appalachian Mountains, Bigfoot's out there. Don't go in the woods. Don't go hunt or camping or anything. People are still going to do it because
Don't
it's
go
a
to
myth.
Mount Everest, you'll get lost, and skinwalkers will get you.
Yeah,
People still do it.
skinwalkers. All these myths. You're not going to believe a myth and not go about your day.
Downtown, there's a bridge down there.
But as soon as she
some of the
actually
kids,
truly
like,
seen
from
it-
high school won't go down there because they think they're like ghosts.
Yeah,
and
but once
stuff.
she truly
What
seen
bridge?
It's
seen the
by
predator
Raceland's house. I don't know.
kill
Oh, yeah.
Hawk right in front of her, that's
You
when
know
she's
what
like,
I'm talking
okay,
about.
now I know
Yeah.
it's here. It's time for me to stay with you guys.
Well, I just think I think you guys are feeding too much. You guys are looking too much into that. I think that it's the legend is apparently true because what she says is that he always comes in the hottest months. Blah blah blah. It's already been said that the predator comes. They like heat, so they like a lot of heat. and even in Predators they bring it up again. So, and they talk about Dutch and all that shit. So,
Yeah, I knew there was a movie with it. They bring Dutch back up.
They talk
bring
about him,
Yeah,
yeah.
talk about him.
but
So this was just sort of a funny observation, but the predator gets shot, right? Doesn't make a peep, doesn't make any noise at all. But then he goes up into the tree, starts sewing himself up, and he shrieks like a banshee. But so they've figured out how to have intergalactic travel, but they can't make like a little pin that just fixes themselves.
I don't know.
Just throw that out.
They had to have
Just a funny
tourniquet.
observation.
Certain tourniquets they need.
Maybe they have
Maybe-
like a very
No, we're still
particular-
sewing shit up like
I was
it's the
gonna
20th
say,
century. That's
but
all I'm
like
saying.
maybe it's like cheating to them, you know? Because if the humans can't do it, why should they be able to do it?
Yeah. And I wanted to know, like, so it says John McTiernan directed this, right?
Mhm.
Are they sure it wasn't Joel Shoemaker?
Why?
Awful lot of homoerotic camera shots.
On what?
Well, not just the bicep shit, but like there was a lot of like ass shots, like okay, specifically the one that I can remember the most because I was like, why are we shooting this from his ass? Was when they come upon the camp
Yeah.
at the very first, and
That
they
was
hand them-
more about. So I can tell you exactly what that shot was because I liked that shot actually, not because of his ass,
Lies.
but because I like to watch from where he's like looking at it, looking through the binoculars, and then he continues down that hill, like prone crawling down the hill to get to thing, and it follows him from there down the hill with that shot, and then up over the log to look at the camp.
Mhm.
I like that shot for that reason because it's a full one shot down the hill and over that stump.
But do they have to do it from his ass?
Yeah, because you're supposed to be put in that perspective
On his ass, though.
with him.
On his ass?
Sure.
We can't do it from like
His shoulder?
his perspective, or even maybe from his shoulders, or even maybe
Back in the 80s, I mean, people were like, well, how are we going to get the ladies in there?
I don't need to see it from his ass. I'm here for the
I don't
action.
know. People are really liking the Wolverine right now. Because of those abs.
Okay, I don't need to see Arnold's ass.
Just saying.
What about Hugh Jackman,
I don't mind that one.
though?
Which movie
Um,
was it? It was, which movie? I think it was the Wolverine, just the normal one. Which movie?
I don't know. Hugh
There's one
Jackman's
of 'em.
shown his ass a few times.
Yeah.
Is that it? Is that all you got?
And then he was
No.
in a PG-13 movie.
I got two more.
Or not a PG-13, a PG.
I don't remember what gave me this idea, but without the helmet, the heat signature isn't as pronounced. Did you guys notice that? It seems like really, really, really bad.
Yeah.
So, does that mean that that helmet is sort of like his people's equivalent of glasses?
More likely.
No, I think that the helmet is what they need to
No,
see.
it's a joke. Because
Oh.
what I'm getting at is he the
Well,
his?
if it's a joke, normally you say it sarcastically, Karen.
Listen to me. So the helmet being their version of glasses, that would mean that he's also their version of a nerd or a geek, right? So he's like tiny and weak and lame, and that's why he looks the way he does. That's why we didn't know about the bigger ones, because the bigger ones are actually the normal ones.
The normal one.
Maybe.
They wear helmets too.
I just blew it wide open. That's exactly why.
Well, the
But
bigger ones are a different tribe of
Shut
predators.
up! I
Yeah.
just fixed the whole thing. Shut
Okay.
up.
And
Yeah, shut up.
They wear helmets too.
Yeah, but
Those helmets are
there's
cooler.
2020. It's just like, people who wear glasses because they want to look cool. Theirs
Yeah.
is just
Those are cool.
So you don't think that the bigger guys don't already think they look cool but they want to be like the nerds then?
Yeah.
no. The nerds want to be like them. They just fix their glasses so they look like their helmets.
Yeah.
The helmets already existed.
There you go. That's it.
I think
They
you're-
made
I
their
think-
glasses
I
to
think
look
you're
like their
just-
helmets.
You're,
I think you're reaching.
you're stretching.
How am I reaching? You guys are trying to fix mine to wrap around yours. I already came up with mine.
I don't know,
That's
man.
just reaching.
I just like to think they use the helmet to see in our atmosphere. That's it.
Yeah,
No, I think it's glasses.
Okay.
I think it's
The
just
last
something
one,
that helps
Did you
them.
guys ever see the whole every time You can take the end credits and put it up against any 90s sitcom music, and it fits.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all I got.
Should have been in
Okay.
trivia.
All right. All right. You guys got
That's
all
just
your
a
notes and
fan
stuff
thing.
then?
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and move into rating and reviewing Predator from 1987.
Let's go, this bitch.
All right. Let's start with Madison. Madison, what'd you think of Predator from 1987?
I've been waiting to watch this movie. Like, I haven't watched it yet because I knew it was in the box, and knowing my luck, as soon as I would have went to watch it, we would have pulled it. So, I've been putting it off, and then we finally got it, and because we watched all the Alien movies, all the ones that matter, I think. Did we watch the third one yet?
Yeah, we've seen the third one. We haven't
The
watched
fourth
the fourth
one yet.
Does that one matter?
He thinks so.
Who thinks so? I mean, it's okay.
I don't know. I just really want to watch the
It's
new one.
definitely got its flaws.
I don't
Yeah,
care for
the
it myself.
last Alien.
It's nothing like the other Alien movies.
The last Alien is
Terrible looking. It looks retarded.
yeah. But I enjoyed the movie regardless. Did you know that she actually made that shot when she shot the basketball behind her?
Yeah.
On her
On her
first,
first try.
And the response was like genuine on his face when she did it. He was like,
I don't know.
Wouldn't it be on yours? I'd be like,
In the
holy
fourth
shit.
movie.
he even
You'll get
said
there.
like, they cut it right after that because of what he said.
Oh.
Anyways,
I really like the idea of this movie of like, do they count as aliens?
Yes.
I mean, yeah,
Okay.
they're alien.
Well, aliens coming down to Earth, because everybody's always like, oh, aliens are such a threat, or they're like, oh, aliens are gonna be nice, but no one ever really had the theory of like, what if they're just coming down to challenge us, like in a game. I just thought it was a really cool concept. That, and I like the music because I like movies, the music from movies from the 80s, because I think it's funny. But I'm gonna go ahead and give this movie, I'll give it a 7.5, because I feel like there are different ones that are gonna be better too. No?
Some people consider this the best one. Actually, a lot of people consider this the best one.
I'm not other people.
I mean,
leaving room for
Prey's
improvement.
right there with it, but
Prey's
I
pretty
still
good.
think this was better one.
Leaving
What'd you give it?
room for improvement, a 7.5.
It went black right when you showed up.
Oh.
Sorry.
So for me, this is one of the best movies ever made. I love this movie. I always have, ever since I was young. Arnold Schwarzenegger, this is like the quintessential, like,
When he started
big
becoming
dude,
action,
fucking badass, big guns, blowing shit up kind of fucking movie. I know it takes place in the forest or whatever, in the woods, but like that whole scene where they invade that fucking camp and just kill all them people, like that's baller. And like just all the muscle and testosterone on this movie set was probably insane. Because they said it was constantly just a competition between all these
Oh,
guys of
yeah.
who had the bigger muscles.
Arnold?
Arnold, Jesse Ventura.
Jesse and
fucking-
Arnold was really big.
I
on
guess Jesse and
competing.
Arnold were really in competition with each other.
Well, Arnold had the bigger muscles.
Yeah, well, he was also a
Mr. Olympia.
So, like, the music in this movie is awesome. It's very iconic. Just like it's as iconic as the Terminator music.
I like the music from that too.
The acting in it's superb. Arnold Schwarzenegger is a badass in this movie. Everybody in this movie is just awesome. They're great. They do a fantastic job. The sets are great. The practical effects are great. The Predator looks awesome. That showdown between him and, like, that's when you know the movie's about to get really awesome. It's whenever he says, "Get to the chopper." Get to the chopper! That's where you're like, okay, this is when shit's about to go down. Because this is when you know it's just Arnold and the Predator.
Yep.
They're about to go face to face, head to head, and that's what it is for the rest of the movie, and it's great. Aside from that, though, like, it's a fantastic movie, man. I can't hate on it in any way. I have no quarrel or qualm with this movie. I never have. And for that, it's a near perfect movie for me. So it's a 9.5. 9.5 all day. I love this movie. I watch this movie probably once a year at least.
Yeah.
I've seen it twice already this year, so.
That's because Ada said she'd never seen it, and he was like, "Oh, well,
You've never seen Predator? We're watching that shit
Now.
Yeah, so we did.
Sit down.
Yeah.
I forgot one thing, and I was howling with laughter because Jeremiah said this. So everybody, I'm just gonna set the scene. So it's the trap where they had the tree pulled.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So just imagine, if you will, they've got that trap
Where'd
set.
they get the net from, though?
We don't worry about that. So they made it out of like vines and shit.
Sure.
They just made it. So they got the
Is that what that material was?
Yeah. So they pulled the
Karen's making shit up.
So they pulled the tree down, right? And because that's not relevant to this. So they got the tree and they've got it pulled. And just imagine, if you will, the predator's walking across that tree branch as they wanted him to, right? And then all of a sudden the trap works and it sends him flying, starfish style, like Tropic Thunder.
Oh my god.
That would be pretty good. The only thing I have a problem with this movie for is
Jeremiah
where the
said
fuck-
that he literally
where the fuck
paused
is
the
this-
movie.
where the fuck is this predator at the whole time they're setting up all these traps and shit?
Right?
They're
Like, how do they know he's not watching?
Yeah, he's
Like,
probably like
just
sitting
over
back
there, like-
watching them like, these dumbasses.
Yeah, like, I'm not gonna fall
Why would I
for
step in that? Like, all this forestry, you think I'm gonna walk over that little trap?
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the things I had a problem with too. Like, I don't so I love the very beginning of the movie. I love all the setup. I love the going into the encampment and blowing shit up and killing them, and the whole dynamic between him and Dylan where they're friends, and then he catches them in a lie and puts his people in danger, and how pissed off that makes him. Love all of that. I love the monster. I love the predator. I love the way he looks. I love everything about the predator. The
Glad they
size,
changed
That dick.
everything.
Everything.
Everything. No, I mean, like, everything about the predator is great. The entire creature design is amazing.
It is.
And the end, everything about the end of the movie is amazing. The battle between the two of them, that mano a mano. I even like the laugh at the end. It's almost like, fuck you, I'm going to get you anyway. He thinks he's going to be able to blow him up or whatever. He doesn't think he's going to get out of there in time. So, I don't know. I like the whole fight scene there at the end. I like everything about it. Somewhere in the middle, though, it falls a little flat for me. There's some problem. That woman especially. Everything about her didn't make sense. I couldn't stand that. What do you know, woman? And she said, the jungle took him.
Honestly, if they would have left her out of the entirety of the movie, I don't think it would have affected the movie in any way.
No, I don't think so either.
Like, in any way. Like, all the shit that the expo dump that she gives about, like, the legend and everything, it doesn't matter.
No.
It doesn't matter.
And
that's literally all she does.
Yeah, the only thing it does is it sets up a little bit of background for us for, like, subsequent movies.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you could have always added that in a different way in subsequent movies. I don't know. I mean, it's just... everything about her didn't make any fucking sense to me. Why was she in the encampment? If she was, some gung-ho about their cause, why all of a sudden is she, like, such a good person for them? I don't know. And, like, just, the jungle took him. And, oh, by the way, now I can speak English, and I'll tell you everything you want to know at the most inopportune time.
Yeah, now that half your team's dead.
Yeah, and just, I don't know. There's so much about the middle part of that movie that just didn't make any sense. All the homoerotic camera scenes, just...
It was only homoerotic for us. For you, she should have been like, uh-huh.
It didn't do it for me. So, I really remember loving everything about this movie. And
Just
like
not
I said,
Arnold's dumper.
somewhere in the middle of this movie, it just dipped for me. So I'm gonna, I was gonna give it like a 6 or 6.5, but you brought up some good points about some of the stuff that I had a problem with, so I'm gonna give it a 7.
See? Talking the movie out. That's what you gotta do.
Well, if you can, like, I will
I get
concede
it.
when I think
I get
that,
it.
you bring up a good point.
All right, Eric, what did you think of Predator from 1987?
So
It's a 10er, right?
this is actually one of those
You
movies
didn't
that
even give it a 10. How are you gonna tell someone else to?
I don't know. It's his score. He can do
Yeah.
whatever he wants.
I might give it a 1. Never know.
Yeah, Dad.
I don't think he's going to, but
So this is one of those movies that I can go back and watch and just sit there and just enjoy
you can
it.
turn your brain off for it,
Yeah.
for sure.
And
I love movies like that.
You know, I used to watch this a lot when I was younger, and I mean, I still watch it. Probably not once a year, but I still watch it every time I see it. You know, scrolling through, and you know, I really love the practical effects in this movie.
Now, honestly, I think that's what a lot of Hollywood's missing, and why it's harder to get connected.
There's
Have a
barely any
connection with
practical
movies,
effects.
especially like action movies nowadays. It's hard to have a good connection with any of those movies because there are no practical effects anymore. Everything's CG. Yeah, they still have explosions, but explosions are a dime a dozen anymore, thanks to Michael Bay. You know what I mean? Like, they're just like, oh, another explosion. Like, how impractical.
Right.
But, like, plus the impractical effects of everything, like all the CGI and everything, you're like, it loses its greatness.
I think one of the best effects in this movie is the cloaking.
It's literally the only effect,
Yeah,
really. It's really one of the only, like, real CG effects.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, that, I mean, there's a
Was
couple
it
of them.
CG? I thought they did like the mirror thing.
No, I don't know how they did it exactly. They did something special with it. And I don't remember.
I don't know.
I don't know
I'm
either.
asking.
I
I'm
can't
literally
remember,
asking.
but I think it was a CG
It
effect.
looked like the mirror thing. But...
Maybe. I don't know. But, like, there's
look it
that,
up.
and
Oh
there.
no! I do know how they did it. They did the red screen, so they did the red suit, basically deleting the person out.
So it was a CG effect.
Yeah. It was.
It was in fact computer generated.
Yeah, it was. Sorry. I did
So
know.
that, and then there's like the scene in the helicopter where you could blatantly see there was a green screen. Things like that. Whatever though. But like that's why you're like disconnected with a lot of these newer action movies. Like
It's all
how can-
green screen.
It's all green screen, man. They're like, you see the behind the scenes stuff, and they're on a sound stage with green everywhere, and they're tied up with wires. And
How is that acting? I guess I don't know.
yeah,
I
it's no fun. You know what I mean? They take all the fun out of it. Movies like this can be more personal because you're like, it feels more realistic whenever they're actually crawling through the fucking jungle, not on a soundstage.
Yeah.
And that's where they were. They were in the goddamn jungle.
Yes, they were.
Making this
You could
movie.
tell.
So yeah, and that's what I'm saying. You could tell, you could feel it. You felt sweat. You could see the sweat rolling up because it was real fucking sweat.
Yeah.
It was
They were
probably
having to be
humid as
sprayed-
shit.
They were having to be sprayed down.
Yeah, there was real sweat. They were probably sweating their asses off because of how humid it was. That's the kind of movie that this movie was. And it
And
was
the guy in the Predator suit. God,
well, take a
feel
look
bad
at
for
like another John McTiernan movie, Die Hard. It's the same way. It felt real because it looked real because it was real. It felt real that way because like you could see the sweat rolling off of Bruce Willis's face and how dirty and dingy and everything looked because it probably was dirty
He
and dingy.
really was barefoot the whole movie.
Yeah, and he was
Cut the
barefoot
shit
the
out
whole
of his
movie.
feet. No, I'm
Yeah,
just kidding.
yeah, right. But I'm just saying, like those movies, like you feel the grittiness of it, and that's why John McTiernan was a great fucking action director
Mm-hmm.
because you could feel it, man. You felt it was more personal that way.
Yep. So I mean, going back to it, it's like the practical
There's my one
effects.
rant of the
Yeah.
podcast, I guess.
The
It
practical.
usually happens during review time.
It does
Yeah.
too.
Are we done?
Shh.
Oh, here he goes. He forgot it was Tuesday.
No, he didn't. He just remembered.
He might have. Cecily, my bad. Go ahead.
Am I good?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
No.
It would be a lot funnier though if you come in and sorry, Joseph.
Right to that.
Yeah, right up to the window.
So yeah, I enjoyed the practical effects in it. You know, the acting in it. It was, you could tell. I mean, it was '80s acting, but it was still really good. I mean, Arnold did a great job. Carl Weathers, even Jesse Ventura did a good job.
You got time to bleed.
I mean,
Okay.
it was a pretty good, you know, acting.
Oh no, sorry, not
overall.
limp dick pussies. Bunch of limp dick faggots is what you are, is
Yeah.
what, something like that.
And then, so I've got to give it probably a 9 for me.
Damn right you do.
8.25.
And with that, that's what I think the audience or the critic score is. I think it's an 8.25 as an 8. I'm going to go with 83%.
Critics?
Critics. Yeah.
74.
Critics No, I'm going to say, because it's the very first one, I'm going to say 87.
87.
For the
Critics.
critics, what'd you say?
83.
What'd you say?
74.
87.
Dad's gonna take it. It's an 80%.
Yeah, suck it. Karen's like, you cheated.
We're related, right?
Karen's like, you cheated.
You want to get up and start doing the DX
I'm going
chant?
93.
Can I go home with you?
Yep.
The
93.
audience?
Okay.
Oh, man, I bet it's way lower
Wait,
than
I gotta
that.
do the critics consensus.
For the audience?
Yeah.
You guys are gonna
I
like
do.
the.
Yeah.
critics
I just feel like this isn't a critic.
Now, I
darling.
mean, you got to think of the generation
You
nowadays.
guys, I gotta give you the critics consensus.
No.
You guys are gonna like it. It says.
I don't give a fuck, Keisha.
Part sci-fi, part horror, part action, all muscle.
Damn right.
That's it.
Damn right. I think for audience, I'm going to go...
72.
I think it's in the 70s.
I'm saying 72.
I said 93.
93. I'm going to meet you guys in the middle. I'm going to say 79-ish. I'm going to go 80. 80.
72, 80, and 93.
Carrots.
Carrots?
Okay.
Karen's gonna beat you, I think, by 1 point. It's 87. Hers is 6, and yours would be 7. So.
Yeah, she beat me. What'd you say?
93.
Yeah, she got me.
Yeah. And just for all purposes, I want to show you what Rotten Tomatoes was doing to me. You don't understand my pain.
No, I don't. Technology. It's so painful.
It's so hard.
It's so hard. It makes my brain do things I don't want it to do.
Like
think
learn.
and learn and grow.
This was Madison when
stop.
she's seen the stars.
There are no stars, are there?
Put that cookie down.
No. Whatever.
I don't know if it's just this movie or what, but it's throwing me off.
Well, read us some of them reviews.
Okay. 3 by Marco Reyes. Okay. I don't want to make any mistakes of anachronically reading in this movie, but I'm moving apart from praising a fictional content
Battered.
because of its classic for
do
some
too.
reason. I'm not sure how it was when it was released or how the reception for this analysis.
It's a review.
I just seen it because I wanted to see the no stars thing. It said
It's okay, alien is batter.
BATTR.
Batter.
What's the guy's name again?
Alex something.
No, Abel.
Oh,
Abel
Abel.
T. Abel T.
He's
Abel T. A belt? That's what your mama should have gave you.
It's batter.
Abel.
Batter.
Given that, I found Predator, the original movie, boring. It doesn't stand the quality set by today's standards, and I can only
You
fit
can't judge it
well-
off of.
I can only fit well with people who like nostalgic, they spelled that wrong, movies, and people who want to deeper understand the franchise. It set the concept of the Predator that was set in popular culture, but still, that's not a movie I enjoyed watching so much for itself. The idea is there, but the execution is not so good anymore, so if I could synthesize it in simple words, that would be, it's not for me.
Go watch your CGI movies. Go on.
What was that guy's name?
Marcos Reyes.
Shut the fuck up. Marcos Reyes. Reyes. Is that it? You got more?
Yes.
Okay, keep going. I don't want to hear any more about Reyes or Marcos or whatever.
I'm sorry.
You struck a nerve there, Riaz.
All week long he's gonna be sitting there.
Reynold Do Javier.
Reyes. Fucking Marcos Reyes.
Oh, Ronaldo. I said Reynold Do Javier. It's Ronaldo Javier.
Oh, these guys from Mexico? Are you reading?
Reynoldo.
Reynoldo.
And if somebody comes up and tells me that their name is Ronaldo, I'm going to be like, Reynoldo. From now on.
Reynoldo.
Reynoldo.
It's kinda
No,
like
it's Ronaldo. Reynoldo. Gotcha.
Reynoldo.
Reynoldo.
Ronaldo.
Reynoldo.
Reynold.
This movie is one of those classic that are
Just see it with a
super
hillbilly
overrated from
accent,
people
too.
that have a lot of nostalgia. How can people call this a masterpiece? Like what? Exclamation point, question
Like
mark.
what? Like he's talking to somebody.
Like what?
Like what?
If this for you, it's a
Like, oh my
masterpiece,
God.
you need to learn a little more of the aspects of filmmaking. Oh my god, there's no plot,
Oh my God.
bad acting, bad script.
How's there
Are you
no
sure I didn't
plot?
say bat acting?
I'm just I'm confused. How is he saying that there's no plot?
I know,
The
There's a
plot's
plot?
there.
It's a thin plot. Don't get me wrong, but
but it's
Who needs it?
plot.
I don't think it's a. I mean,
No, I'm pretty.
It's a
sure.
plot.
It's one of those movies that doesn't need a lot of plot.
exactly.
It
Yeah, I'm
carries
good with it.
itself.
That's like I said. It's a movie you can turn your brain off for.
yeah, it's literally an alien come down.
Sorry, it's not
Blow everything up.
Annihilation. Like, my bad.
It's not a big thinker like a Ridley Scott movie or nothing.
All right.
You're killing me, Smalls.
The plot, it's not that thrilling. It's boring, and the only thing that is good for its time is the special effects. It's just a piece of awfully directed crap. Oh my god, that's a big word. I mean crap, not directed. It's arguably one of the emptiest, feeblest, most derivative scripts ever made. Derivative, my bad. Scripts ever made as a major studio movie. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
She goes with the Jaeger thing. Schwarzenegger.
Schwarzenegger.
Fights an outer space monster in a third world jungle. The monster never has a chance, neither does the jungle.
Neither does the jungle.
What?
Neither does the audience.
Neither does the jungle.
Okay, even though they're down in the movie, that was pretty.
That's pretty funny. The jungle doesn't even stand a chance.
Neither does the
That's
audience.
that should have been right there on the fucking cover of the movie. Even the jungle has no chance.
Who will win?
Not
The jungle?
Arnold,
Predator.
the alien, or the jungle?
Then let's not
Place your
talk.
bets.
And then let's not talk about the plot armor Arnold had against the Predator. The shoulder cannon is capable of firing powerful plasma blasts, which have been shown to blow the heads clear off their targets. Even Dylan gets his arm destroyed by it, and Arnold got that they must use a curse word because it's stars. I don't know which one it's gonna be though.
So this goes back to what you said about how it just nicked him, and
You pretty much just grazed him.
Yeah, Predator also.
That's what I'm saying.
has
Well, I mean,
wrist
I don't care
blades,
that there's plot
and
armor. He
he
doesn't
doesn't
die. You gotta have
use-
somebody that doesn't die.
Predator.
More so that you have the same thing happen
Predator had wrist
literally the
blades
last scene.
Yeah, he had him.
in this movie.
Yeah.
the blades. Yeah,
Oh yeah. Predator also has wrist blades that he doesn't use. Super strength that he doesn't
He
use.
did use
Use
them
them on
a couple
Dylan.
he
times.
literally used him on
He used him
Hawk.
on Dylan.
Blade
Huh?
disc.
Use them on
etc.
Hawk.
He used them on Hawkins, Dylan, and
I was
he
gonna
Yeah,
tried
say,
to use them on
if he
Arnold.
didn't
Yeah.
use them, how do you know he has them?
Well, he could have just pulled him out, but still, though, he used them twice. He even heated them bitches up with his laser thing.
He
at
did.
one point.
Well, he used them 3 times. He used them
I
on
know
the
he used
other
them
two
on Dylan.
soldiers, and then he slammed them down on Arnold on
Yeah,
that log.
on the
so there's
log.
3 times
Yeah.
that I because of the 2 soldiers, and then on the log.
Dumb action sequences of Arnold fighting the Predator. Horrible movie. 2 out of 10.
I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
This is a 4 out of 10. Music repeats too much, and then visibility looks bad. Watch the puppy from Gumball instead.
Fuck your own face!
What?
It says watch the puppy from Gumball instead.
The fuck is Gumball?
The Amazing World of Gumball. That's the only Gumball I know.
I was gonna say.
Maybe.
Which I enjoy, actually. It's pretty
The
good.
performance was good, the music was great, the Predator himself was amazingly terrifying, and once the movie was in action, it's great, so great, but once it's not, it's boring, so boring.
One wasn't really not in a whole lot of action though. There was always something.
There
going
were
on.
really no dull moments in the movie at all.
That's
Oh, I
where I'm at,
wouldn't call
too.
it boring
No,
at any
not at
point.
all.
No.
Not at all.
Film was not that great, was so much stretched, acting was not good, and film's emotions... What is this guy's name? Akshat Maha.
Let me see that fucking name.
Mahan.
I mean, you went with Ronaldo and you said Ronaldo. So I mean, we're not just.
random words. What is
I feel like it's just a bunch of random letters, but it's pronounced Akshat Mahajan.
That's what I said.
Maybe he's
He's
like,
Indian.
or
Akshat
Egyptian.
Mahajan.
Akshat Mahajan. He's definitely Indian or something. Akshat Mahajan.
Mahananjad. It's not that hard.
Whatever.
What?
You've seen Office Space.
Yeah.
Mahananjad.
Even though
It's
they
not that
did a
hard.
great job with what they had, you'll be seeing some weird CGI. Overall, you may enjoy it, but not for so long. What does that mean? He threatened me. Suing.
You only like it
I feel
till
triggered.
I kill you.
I'm feeling overstimulated.
I need a safe space.
Yeah, I'm feeling overstimulated, guys. Tyrannian.
Terrain.
Where are these names coming from? Is this on Metacritic? Oh my god, we need to stay off Metacritic.
Has
They're
some
made up
good
people.
action and tension, and Arnie is great. Arnie.
Like they're best friends.
Yeah.
They hang out on the weekends.
But they made the Predator look really stupid. Would you prefer the original? I mean,
Define stupid. Like
that's all they said.
I bet
Predator.
they liked
They
it.
made the Predator look really stupid.
ha-
He probably watched one of the newer ones first, and then went back and watched the original one, and decided he didn't like it because they didn't use CGI.
you're probably not wrong.
Is that it then?
Yes.
All right, man. Let's move on here. Let's get into that sweet ass trivia, Karen.
Sweet ass trivia with Karen.
I assume there's a lot.
No, I try to keep it pretty short and sweet.
Oh. Okay.
The black helicopter pilot seen at the end of the movie is Kevin Peter Hall, the actor who plays the Predator. John McTiernan gave him the brief on-screen role because his work as the Predator was so exhausting. Dutch's line, "Get to the chopper," is Arnold Schwarzenegger's personal favorite catchphrase of all of his films that he appears in. The studio's insurance company would not agree to insure the production unless a bodyguard was hired for Sonny Landham for the sole purpose of protecting people from Sonny. The bodyguard followed Sonny around everywhere to ensure that he didn't get into a fight, since he was well known to be violent and short-tempered.
Who the fuck is Sonny Landham?
Billy.
Really?
Yeah. That's why I put it in there.
They
I
put a
thought,
bodyguard on that dude so he wouldn't fight people?
uh-huh.
Oh
Dang.
my god.
Okay, so this is the Jean-Claude Van Damme saga.
That explains why we haven't seen him a lot. I
Yeah.
don't want that guy in my movie set. He's fucking mean.
So
Imagine if you try to fight Carl Weathers or fucking Arnold.
I think
It's just
Carl
funny
Weathers.
that-
Honestly, I think Carl Weathers would fuck him up.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I thought
Of
was
all
so...
of them, I would think Carl Weathers or even Jesse Ventura would fuck that dude
Oh
up.
yeah, Jesse Ventura especially.
Maybe, I don't know so much about like Arnold, but like, because I don't know like if he can fight, but I don't care how big you are. Like,
Yeah, if you don't know how to fight.
if you don't know how to fight, but I would think that Carl Weathers, being like an ex-football player, all that shit, plus
Ex-football plus
Rocky,
he did Rocky.
and then also Jesse Ventura was in wrestling and everything else.
I would
Yeah.
just love to see Billy try to fight Jesse.
I think Jesse'd be the one to look out for. He'd be the one to whip his ass.
Oh yeah.
Limp dick faggot is what you are, boy.
So we all know that Jean-Claude Van Damme was originally cast to play the Predator. The idea being that the physical action star would use his martial arts to make the Predator an agile ninja-like hunter. However, the original design for the Predator was too cumbersome and difficult to manage in the jungle, and Van Damme couldn't make the required movements in it. Additionally, it was reported that Van Damme constantly complained about the monster suit being too hot, while also voicing his reservations on numerous occasions about the fact that he would not be appearing on camera without the suit. Van Damme was finally removed from the film officially for being too short at 5'9". He was later replaced by Kevin Peter Hall, who was 7'2". The suit was redesigned because even with a more
7'2".
7'2".
Dude is a giant. That's the same guy that played Alien, isn't it?
I
the first
think-
Xenomorph in the first
I'm
movie.
pretty sure, yeah.
Yeah.
And the suit was redesigned because even with a more imposing actor, it was felt that it did not provoke enough fear. According to an interview with the director, the hole in the jungle appearance of the Predator was played by Jean-Claude Van Damme in blue screen. Actually, it was red. Van Damme quit after 2 days, unhappy with being cast as an uncredited special effect, in his words. but can be seen as the Predator If It Bleeds, We Can Kill It, The Making of Predator. The alien was scrapped, redesigned, and Kevin Peter Hall replaced him. I mean,
Good
that's
choice,
kind of...
though.
Yeah, but I mean, that's a fucked up way to, like, he was cast as an uncredited special effect. What a dick. So, we've talked about it before, but does anybody remember what the Predator's blood is made out of?
Glow-in-the-dark paint.
I know it's, you told us already.
It's
Yeah, we talked about it before.
Yeah, what was it?
It is KY jelly and
That's
the
right.
liquid from the inside of glow sticks.
Yeah, that's what it is.
The original plot had Dutch pitted against the Predator alone. Schwarzenegger...
Wasn't the aliens saliva and stuff made from KY jelly?
Yeah,
also?
that's where the original...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much those two movies, like, kind of interweave, like
Mhm.
having the same actor. That actor's probably like, yeah, I know all about KY jelly. I was covered in it at one point.
I had it in my mouth.
We can make it work.
Had Dutch pitted against the Predator alone. Schwarzenegger thought this was a bad idea.
They should have made him a spokesperson for KY.
Hi, I'm Kevin Peter Hall.
And I've had me from this movie and that movie, and also,
I've had KY jelly everywhere.
KY jelly's
What
great.
is that?
It's not just good for sex.
Yeah. The script was rewritten to include a team of crack commandos. Kevin Peter Hall stated in an interview that his experience on the film that it wasn't a movie. It was a survival story for all of us. For example, in the scene where the Predator chases Dutch, the water was foul, stagnant, and full of leeches. After Dutch impales a bad guy against a wooden
I was
post...
wondering about that, like how I see a lot of these movies where they'll get into water like that. You know, it's not a set. You know, it's on site, and you're like, I'd be afraid of, like, especially in like rural jungles like that.
Like how much of it
Parasites,
is like what is in there with them.
leeches, insects, all kinds of shit that's in that water. Especially like little puddles like that, and yeah, that should freak me the fuck out.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't have it in me.
Yeah,
Like you got cast in a place that has snakes. Find someone else.
well, that's like the rundown. If you ever seen the rundown,
Spiders.
the part where she says, like they're gonna dive in that fucking water or whatever to get the artifact, and she's like, "Yeah, you want to keep your pants on." He's like, "Why?" She's like, talking about a parasite that crawls up his penis and spreads its barbs and that. He's like, "Oh, not this guy's penis too." Like, I'm like, yeah, because like you get in foreign water like that, you got parasites and all kinds of shit that grows in that water, dude.
Yep.
Not because it's polluted or anything, but just because it's the
just where-
jungle.
it's just where it lives.
It's just where it lives.
And you are in its home.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, going to a foreign place, like I'd be paranoid about getting in some foreign water.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
After Dutch impales a bad guy against the wooden post with his machete, he utters the immortal one-liner, "Stick around." This was apparently improvised by Arnold. Jim Hopper, the skin green beret from Fort Bragg, is where the Duffer Brothers got the name for the character Sheriff Jim Hopper in Stranger Things.
I was wondering that. I was going to ask, but then I was like, if it is, she might say
I thought that was
something.
pretty neat. Billy first senses the Predator after the attack on the guerrilla camp. However, this is not the result of a sixth sense or heightened state of awareness, which Billy demonstrates in a later segment. Rather, Billy hears the Predator mimic his own laugh that he had shared with Hawkins a few seconds before. If you listen closely, you will hear the Predator attempt to mimic the laugh somewhat quietly, which unnerves Billy immediately, causing him to look up toward the trees. In the novelization of the film, the Predator is very different from the creature that appears in the movie. In the book, it is a shapeshifter, able to mimic any form it chooses from the slightest physical contact, and even capable of dissipating entirely, vanishing and becoming a part of the blowing breeze. Its basic form is a tall, humanoid creature with crimson, scaly skin and three-fingered hands. Its only weapons are a telescoping spear that it throws and a static, spider-webbing-like trap capable of shredding anything caught in it. Instead of a cloak, the Predator uses its shape-shifting ability and chameleon-like skin to hide. The Predator is also able to possess any animal it chooses, except for humans. That is one of the reasons that it's so interested in them. Its blood is translucent and amber in color instead of green, although it still glows at night. The Predator does not kill men for sport, but rather out of curiosity. The way it horrifically mutilates its prey is merely an attempt to study and better understand humans. It does, however, keep trophies and takes back those that it kills aboard its ship. The Predator costume...
There was a fucking book?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
I never knew that. That's crazy. What was the
I'd
book?
like to know how he killed that one, because that one sounds like impossible to kill.
What was the book called?
I don't know. It just says the novelization of the book.
Hmm.
Maybe the same name.
Maybe.
The Predator costume weighed over 200 pounds, and even though 7'2", Kevin Peter Hall was a large and powerful man, he had to be connected to a bungee rig to enable him to move more believably. Which you can kind of tell he's like floating, you know what I mean? And like some scenes where he's like jumping. According to the Xenopedia, the Alien vs. Predator wiki website, following his last stand against the Predator, Dutch was suffering from radiation sickness due to the Predator setting off his self-destruct device. At the hospital where he was hospitalized, Peter Keyes of the Owlf interviewed Dutch about his encounter with the Predator, but Dutch escaped from the hospital and vanished.
So the comic books go into more detail about Dutch, and he eventually, somehow or another, he gets into a few more bouts with the Predators and shit like that. The comic books go into more detail about him and about how what happened to him after he escaped the
I thought
hospital.
that was just interesting because I knew
it is. It's super interesting.
Yeah, like
the
you
comic
wanna
books
know
go
what
into more
happens
detail
afterwards. And
the comic books go into more detail about it, and they also go into more detail about the guy from the second one too. So, if you guys are like,
I've seen the second one. It's been a long time.
The second one's awesome. I don't care what anybody says. It's fucking great.
It's
another one that looks gritty and lived in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The tree the Predator stands on was made of concrete in order to support the weight of the actor and the costume. Jesse Ventura said that firing the minigun is like shooting a chainsaw. Anybody got a guess for the body count?
Well, because you got to conclude the guys from the camp.
32.
More than that.
I bet it's less than that. 27. 27.
I'm going 45.
Eric will get it. 69 humans.
Holy
Dang.
shit.
Most of them at the hands of Dutch.
Right.
1 scorpion, 1 boar, and 1 predator.
Holy shit, I didn't realize there were that many people.
There's a lot of people in that camp. Then you got to start taking into effect the other team that got killed. And
Yeah, but they weren't killed on screen, though. So, I didn't know if they counted.
I don't know.
Probably do.
Or how many there even
I
were.
mean, you got to think about the bodies that were hanging up in the tree, you know?
Okay.
This is the last one, but it's kind of long, but it's really funny, so I had to put it in here. All right, the hardships of the location were many. Gunfire from Guatemalan rebels could be heard at night, and poisonous snakes often invaded the production camp. Working extremely long and hard days and nights in these conditions, Stan Winston's crew often found release in practical jokes. The hotel where we were staying in Mexico was right at the edge of a forest, Richard Landon recalled, and on the lawn were hundreds of frogs hopping out at the forest. So some of us went down and gathered up a bunch of these frogs, which were huge, half a loaf of bread in size, and filled the shower stall of Stan's room with them.
That's a big fucking frog.
Then we hid and stood back to hear what would happen. When Stan got back to his room, after a couple of minutes, we heard him yelling, "Frogs! Frogs! There are frogs in my room! Who put frogs in my room?" And we stuck our heads in, all innocently asking, "Stan, what happened?" He said, "Somebody put frogs in my room, and I know who did it. Arnold." Arnold Schwarzenegger and Stan, and we're always playing practical jokes on each other, continued Landon. So, of course, Stan assumed Arnold had put the frogs in his room. He told us to help him gather up the frogs, and we put them in Arnold's room. What we didn't realize was that Arnold's wife, Maria Shriver, was visiting that weekend. And Arnold didn't find the frogs, Maria did. And she wasn't happy. For years, Winston continued to believe Schwarzenegger had initiated the frog incident. And that was how he told the story when he appeared on Arsenio Hall late night talk show one night. It wasn't until the following night, when appearing on the same show, Schwarzenegger swore his innocence before a television audience of millions, that Shane Mahan finally confessed, and Winston learned that his crew members had been the culprits. "I never even knew it wasn't Arnold," Winston said, "because from the day it happened, we never spoke of it. I kept waiting for him to bring it up, and he kept waiting for me to bring it up, and neither of us never did. And that's why the truth didn't come out."
They always played jokes on each other, and then so the whole crew got both of them. That's pretty good.
Yeah. That's it.
All right.
All right.
What's What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
Oh man, give us a comedy.
Oh God.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Fuck. This is the last bad one though.
We keep saying that.
We're gonna get through this
This
together,
is
Eric.
technically a comedy, right?
I mean,
If you go into it thinking it
I don't
is,
even know what the next one is. What is
Next
this?
Generation. This one's
Oh,
Next
yeah.
Generation.
This one's great.
This one's the one with Matthew McConaughey and fucking Renee Zellweger.
You know you love it.
I don't honestly remember that much. I've only seen this one once.
I don't know if I've ever.
It's been long.
I don't know
long
if I've
time.
actually
So
seen it.
let's
I've
see.
seen it.
Like
once.
I've seen bits
which
and
one
pieces,
is
I know
this?
that.
Next Generation.
Next Generation.
It's the fourth one.
It's the best one.
I mean, this one might be the best one so far.
that we've seen.
I'm pretty sure. I don't even
I
think
don't know
Matthew.
the second one. With
I don't
all
even
that
think Matthew
screaming.
McConaughey even acknowledges this
He
one.
doesn't.
So. Well,
Okay, I'm still not.
you're not finding it? What do you mean?
It doesn't exist.
He's
We
trying to
should
see
move
where
on.
it's
Streaming?
yeah.
Yeah,
It's just called.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation.
I put that in.
Or just,
Maybe it's Texas Chainsaw Next Generation.
yeah. I
I'm
don't
just
know.
gonna put in
It's-
Next
I don't-
Generation.
No, I'm not.
Maybe it's the Next Generation Texas Chainsaw.
I'm just gonna put Texas Chainsaw 4. Fuck it.
I don't think that's it.
I'm not seeing it
Don't
What
either.
year did
think
that
that's
come
a
out?
thing.
Like 90 something,
94.
probably.
Found it on IMDb.
Shit.
The next Texas Chainsaw, The Next Generation, right here, 1995.
94.
95.
95.
This is 94.
You can rent it
I found
or
it.
buy it.
Yeah, there's no
It's that one, right?
yeah. There's no Oh, they have it on, as the Return of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre on Just Watch.
Oh yeah, right
Yeah,
here.
the Return of the Texas.
Return of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I've always
yeah,
known it
it's-
as
yeah.
the Next Generation.
It is the Next Generation.
You cannot stream it. You must rent it or buy it.
Yep.
On Amazon, you can rent it on Amazon, Google,
Apple.
Apple, all that other shit. So cool! I get to pay for this piece of shit.
Yay.
I don't want to pay for it. All right.
You don't have
Waste
to.
of money.
No, we do. We have to pay for it.
Yeah.
It's
It's illegal not to.
illegal not to, Madison.
Whoops.
She's like, that's how I've been watching all my shit. All right, so next week we're gonna do the Return of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is just I've always known it as the Next Generation.
It's the Next Generation. They're just trying to church it up.
Yeah, I guess. So
Polish a turd all you want. It's still
yeah,
a turd.
polish that turd. Polish that turd. Madison, did you just fart?
That one was for you.
Put that
okay?
cookie down!
Kiss for you.
See, she's not so loving and innocent. She laugh farts. She's embarrassed as fuck too. I can see the red on her face. She's like, Anyway,
It's okay.
she's my
Everybody
daughter.
poops.
Everybody poops.
I'm a loner, Daddy.
They wrote a book about
She
it.
won't even look at the camera now. She's like, nope. I quit the podcast. That's the end of my life right there.
Yeah, Madison, you know this goes on the internet, right?
Yeah, it is. For everybody
For
to see.
millions and millions of viewers.
She's like, Dad, I fucking hate you right now.
She's like, cut this part.
Hey,
cut this part.
We're even gonna make a TikTok out of
Karen,
it.
this is a timestamp right here.
That's just like, why did you have to do
TikTok
this to me?
timestamp right there.
We were talking about turds.
Toot, toot.
I had to, okay?
She had to fart for everybody to see or hear.
Talk about
Or
polishing
smell.
turds. She went,
Almost taste, actually.
Madison joined the toot toot train.
I'm hungry.
All right. Anyway, next week. Oh, Karen's writing down the timestamp right now. Like, yep, this is a TikTok.
Oh no, I'll get it when I watch it later. I'm gonna put a little air bubble popping up right when it happens too.
Right between her and Joseph.
A little green one too. I love you.
You gotta do the little bubble from SpongeBob.
All right, everybody. Next week, Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation from 1994, 5, whatever. Don't forget to check out all our social stuff on TikTok and blah 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 blah. Where Madison farts.
All the blogs.
We all love you.
I don't believe you.
She's like, if you love me, you'd edit this out.
No. No.
Anyway, till next week. You guys have yourselves a fine fucking week and weekend. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
You did do it, dude.